Dan has no idea what he's doing. He only turned me on. Are you guys ready for the State of the Union?
I am so excited. I don't know if I've ever been more excited for a live podcast.
Yeah, we are
than
all,
this one.
We are all on some substance. We are all on some sort of substances right now.
Yeah.
All of us are.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Dan, do you want to do your lower thirds?
Hey guys, thanks for joining us on the podcast. You're watching live right now on YouTube or X. Make sure you leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell. I fucked that up last time and I cursed within, well, it doesn't matter. Anyway.
You made it 20 seconds without cursing.
Yeah. Fuckable ginger face.
It's House Dan Atreides like now, just so you know. House
he got in trouble. I think he got in trouble. I think his parents were like,
Did
Dan.
you get canceled?
So I was going to come in tonight actually with I was going to go out and get some blue eye contacts and just put them in and wait to see if you noticed that
you were a fucking Fremen?
Yes.
Yeah, I would have noticed real fast. I'd be like, did you drink, what's it called? The water of life?
The worm, they call it worm piss.
In the book?
In the movie they said that.
Oh, yeah. You still have to see Dune.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
We're talking about Dune. We went and saw Dune.
I know. I just like to spend my time being not a nerd.
If you like movies and if you like cinema and you want to go see a good movie that doesn't have everything added to it, this is a fantastic movie that I think everybody should go see in a theater too.
Yeah, it's like
Well, What a Week sponsored by Dune 2.
Cruise Control. So we were supposed to have a guest tonight, and that guest unfortunately had something come up. Last minute, I asked everybody that I know that I thought would be available. One person I really, really, really wanted, but I always felt like to have them do it in a setting like this is inappropriate for having them on for the first time.
Yeah.
So we might do that in the future.
I asked my wife about coming on, and she has never once watched an episode.
Yeah, mine neither.
Yeah.
Right.
I think we should have them on. I think it would be hilarious.
Both wives, so they can just laugh at us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk about marriage. We'll talk about business. We'll talk about life. I think it would be hysterical to get their perspective on how messed up we are.
As human beings.
Yeah.
Well, I'm down. Whatever embarrasses me, I'm pretty much for, because I'm like a masochist, I think.
Yeah.
I think I like...
Well, if you look at the people who know us best, it's our wives.
Yeah.
And I think they would have the most interesting perspective on our perspectives. Because that's all this is. It's just us giving our perspectives on world events, local events, but to have our wives come on and break us down as human beings.
Do you think they disagree with us? Do you think we'd find like,
I think
they
so
just agree
in
with
a
all
good
of us?
way. Yeah, I think in a good way. Like,
what do you think?
they keep us in check.
I don't think your wives like you guys at all.
You really don't think that my wife likes me?
Your wife has told me on multiple occasions how much in love she is with you.
I know. I'm in love with her, too.
That's nice.
It makes everyone disgusted.
It kind of grosses me out.
Yeah. Are you guys jealous of my love for my wife?
No, I'm.
Is it something that you want?
No, I'm right there with you.
You want?
Oh no,
like your love.
Oh yeah, we're
Oh,
good.
okay.
Yeah. What do we like? Almost.
I keep looking at Dan like,
Yeah.
How about my wife?
I'm setting you up, dude.
So how's it going, Dan?
How's J-Date treating you?
FarmersOnly.com is really strong in Dan's life right now.
Shiloh told me about bagel meat or something like that.
What?
Locks.
So we're just trying to kill time right now before the inevitable whatever the hell happens tonight.
I'm really excited for this, man.
I'm like, I feel like Owen Wilson in Armageddon, where I'm like, I don't know if I'm 99% scared and 1% excited, or 90% excited, 1% scared.
I'm looking at this the same way that I look at Trump and his State of the Union in 2019. It's gonna be wild. Like whatever.
Is that the one where he tore up the?
That's where Nancy
she
Pelosi
tore
up the thing. It's gonna be wild.
I was rooting for her in that moment back then. I'm like, good for you, Nancy.
Well, at the end of the day, what it boils down to is you have two of the most unpopular candidates in modern history.
I don't know if you'd say unpopular. I would say we're now down to who's hated more.
Yeah. It used to be the lesser.
It's not
of
that
two
they're
evils.
unpopular. It's just like which side has Satan with them.
Yeah, it was the lesser of two evils back in the day, and now it just kind of feels like it's like screwed if you do, screwed if you
Did you hear
don't.
that? Dan's listening to the live stream.
Yeah, what are you listening to? over there,
I
Dan?
don't know what happened there. I don't know why I started playing on my phone when I opened it.
You're not even on your camera.
I'm on you.
Yeah, I know. You were talking. You're on me.
Marky,
Well-
can I say you look really good tonight?
I look like the Unabomber.
I like it though. I like the
Should
hoodie.
this be my thing every time? Well, I just figured. Well,
Yeah.
you know what I wanted to
I like
suggest?
the hoodie. I like
That's
the
much better down.
sunglasses.
You had this little piece of hair that's kind of like
I like
creeping me
driving
out.
me nuts.
I like the Zsa Zsa Gabor
the shades,
sunglasses. Yeah.
the shades that I've had for 15 years that I got out one night drinking with some strange girl.
Yeah.
I think. Well, I wanted to throw it out there that we all showed up in pajamas. So this is as close as I get to pajamas at night. I'm like a guy that like sleeps in his Wranglers. Like when I go to bed, like,
You're a never nude.
I would be a never nude. I would be a never nude. Yeah. We went to Iceland one time.
Yeah.
They're a little bit more liberal in their nudity there.
Yeah.
And you know, my wife's Russian. I'm a what would you call that? A prudish man from America.
Yeah.
And we went to this place called the Blue Lagoon, which I don't know if you ever heard about it, but it's fucking beautiful. What's wrong?
Can I get a little bit more of me?
Oh, he needs more snare in his headphones.
Yeah.
Turn my headphones up.
You can just turn his thing, man.
Are you too?
I don't know. I
You-
think he's too.
Yep.
So,
It's pretty good.
before you go into the Blue Lagoon, which is like this natural spring, everybody needs to wash
Oh,
to get communally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
So me
you.
and my wife she was in the ladies' side, I was in the men's side because those exist in Iceland, and it was a lot of muff, a lot of peepees and stuff, and it
Yeah.
was very
Like
hard
Starship
for us.
Troopers?
but unattractive.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't like service gets you citizenship. It
You
was-
weren't Johnny Rico by any means.
No, nor was anyone around me Denise Richards. So we are not. There are some people in this world that are very comfortable with their nudity.
Yeah.
My wife and I are not. We wait for the we wait for nighttime to look at each other.
See, I'm like inappropriately comfortable with it.
Yeah, you are.
I should not be.
Yeah,
But I am.
I would never. I'd feel uncomfortable in a locker room with you if you just whapped it around. I'd be like, yeah, our
Yeah,
relationship is.
there's nothing to whap.
Yeah.
But I am still confident of the whapping.
I think we're using that word wrong.
No, it's perfect.
So, this is we are in a crazy world. There are some people who think that this is an existential crisis. There are some people that think that like everything's going swimmingly, and then there are some people who think that the two other opinions are absolutely insane. And I don't know where most people fall, because some people are like really like Trump's the devil, Biden's the devil, and then there's other people who are like, you guys are all idiots because it's all a big con. You know, like it's two wings of the same bird.
Yeah, the way that I look at it is, and I don't want to get in trouble here, but it feels like
Well, we're on substances, so like we can just say the substances were the reason why.
yeah, they're the problem child.
Yeah.
I feel like half the country is trying to pick which master they want to obey, and the other half is trying to pick that other master. Like,
But what are those masters? Like, what does it represent? Like, what is like if I was to make that a character,
I think
what would embody that
I think
character?
the vast majority of America does not understand what America was designed to be.
Okay.
Individual liberty, freedom, making your own decisions, living for yourself. And I feel like too many people now are relying upon who's the president, who's the person in charge that's going to tell me how I'm allowed to live my life. And at this point, we have to make a strong decision on we decide how to live our lives. That's America. And everybody's waiting for the great savior on a horse to come and rescue them, whether it be Joe Biden or Trump.
But the truth is, it's us that have to save our own asses.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it'd be really nice if we had somebody like a knight on a white horse, like a, dare I say, Kennedy, to come and save us.
I'm watching a video. I'm literally out of the corner of my eye watching a video right now that he just released 7 minutes ago, and it's a 10-minute video, and it seems like it's his pitch to America, And I wish Dan was faster with his tech so we could watch it real quick. But
Well, I got my Stream Deck going here now, and I got that refreshed. I might be able to do it, but
if you go on X and you type in Robert F. Kennedy Jr., but I don't want to miss the pomp of. Let's keep that. Can you make a note to do that after? Dan?
I can.
Okay. Usually, like, how people communicate is there's an acknowledgement in some way, whether
There's
it's
talking,
a nod
there's
or
acknowledgement.
a confirmed
Yeah.
or like a thumbs up or a wink. Oh, I heard Dan can't wink. You want to try it? That's your wink?
Yeah. Hold on. Wait. Let me make sure I get in this. You got to have the glasses off, right?
Yeah. That's your best wink. That's like your
You turned on,
non-ironic
aren't you?
wink. That's how you wink at people?
Well, that's my other eye.
That's terrible. It's so fucking terrible.
My God.
You look like you're having a stroke.
I might be.
Yeah, did you get a vaccine? Let's get canceled.
And we're off YouTube, so join us on Twitter.
I trust your doctors. Because that's going well. Are we close?
Is it time? Like,
No, we got 3 minutes.
I just want to watch the walk-in, the craziness. I want to see him do that weird full diaper walk down the aisle.
The robot?
Yeah.
Oh man. I mean, it's not like isn't it crazy that like we're on the I feel like we're on the precipice of like something terrible and we're just like we're just like giggling about it.
What are you going to do?
That's it.
It's not going well.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I was listening to this lady talk today. I forget her name. She was on Bill Maher on Friday. And she was on the War Room with Steve Bannon because we know he's the devil too. But she said this. You should watch it because it's really interesting about what she said about like Trump. She's like, if you really look at it, like he's like a moderate Democrat.
He's a liberal.
Yeah, like all of the things that he's
on the right. He's a liberal.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she goes, the people on the left just don't see it because they hate him so much.
Yeah.
They were told to hate him.
They were convinced
so
that
much.
he's a horrific human being. But as far as like right-leaning policies go, he's a liberal.
Yeah, he's it's just nuts. Like you look at, everyone can postulate how we got here, but the truth is, I mean, all those people who were the Alex Jonesians and the David Ikes of the world that were listening to those people, it's like, man, they were pretty close to being accurate about what was going on, especially given the hindsight of time. We can look back and be like, oh, man.
Well, it's really difficult.
Is that happening right? Can you pull that up?
Yeah, I'm working
Is there
on
sound?
it.
So you have to like click it.
What is happening right now?
Yeah, well, I think maybe you should let people know why the State of the Union hasn't started yet.
It is 8:59, and as of 49 minutes ago, pro-Palestine protesters are blocking Joe Biden's motorcade to the State of the Union. Now, yesterday they put up fencing all around the Capitol building, and we were led to believe that it was for those crazy right-wing nationalist conservative Republicans. I don't see them in the Capitol right now. Do you see them in the Capitol, Dan? Do those look like Trump supporters?
I'm seeing a lot of blue hair.
Like this is wild.
Wait, so this is
you
happening right now?
As of 49 minutes ago, can you click?
Wait, what are people seeing right now on the podcast? Are they seeing this?
No, they're seeing you guys.
Oh, well, aren't you going to show that, Dan?
I'm getting there.
Okay, so you want me to like riff longer?
We'll keep telling them what's going on. Oh, it's over.
Well, you have to click him again.
I click on him.
No, just click, because he might have updated videos. Can you see that? Can they see that, Dan?
No, they cannot.
Well, then what's the point?
So you guys know what's going on.
So what we're seeing right now is a lot of people blocking the entrance to the Capitol. Ceasefire, massive Palestinian flag. It seems like the Democrat Party is kind of falling apart.
I don't think they have control over the monster that they created. Although, interestingly enough, when you look at history, these types of groups have always been there before helping at the behest of and encouraged by authoritarian governments. North Korea, China, Russia, Venezuela, the Philippines. And you know what eventually happens when those people get in power using those people? The people first on the chopping block are those people blocking the streets right now.
Yep.
They're the first ones that they go after.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big Palestinian flag. That's crazy.
It's about 3 school buses wide and long.
Yeah, Dan, there's no point in talking about it. It's really good to show it.
Well,
Just throwing it out there.
I'd like to if I could.
Like you can add a tab to that window that you have open for the YouTube.
Can you get that live on the video? Is that a thing we can do?
It's going to mess with my scaling of the video.
Okay.
And that's what I'm trying to think around right now to do it, to make it smoothly. But
like many things over the past couple of years, it's not going
The
well.
Babylon Bee is streaming right now, and their image is a dumpster fire. It's a video of a dumpster fire. Do you want to hit that and just refresh it and see what happens? No, Dan, the State of the Union.
Oh. Yeah, I've been checking on it.
Yeah, so it's not happening right now.
It's not live yet.
All right.
It is live, but it will begin.
They haven't
shortly.
started yet.
Yeah, so.
So we're now 2 minutes past the start time, and nothing is happening.
Is anybody watching or commenting?
We actually do have some. We have 6 viewers on YouTube right now, and
Hey, all you
and
folks.
46 on Twitter.
Hey, all. You're on. They're on Twitter.
46
Yeah.
on Twitter.
Hey, folks, welcome. Didn't mean to get a frog in my throat there. They're all gay. Thanks for watching us on X and on YouTube. Please comment because Dan, it makes him feel like a lady. So when you comment on there, it gives Dan purpose, and we want him to have a purposeful life because he's a fuckable ginger face.
Or you could yell at me like these guys do.
Wait, what did you change your new Instagram handle to?
Dan Atreides.
I'll show you right now because I got a lower third for that.
Oh, tell me.
It is House_Dan Trades.
What does that mean?
So
It's from Dune.
So the
it's
House
a-
of Atreides
Oh
is
my
Paul's
God,
house.
You nerd.
Mike has never seen Lord of the Rings, Dune, Game of Thrones.
I've seen Game of Thrones.
Oh, but the other stuff is...
Oh, but this is too nerdy.
Is it all the same? I don't know.
No, it's not all the same. Is every football movie the same?
Kind of.
Don't you dare attack America's favorite sport.
I was attacking the one that they call soccer.
Oh, like bend him like Beckham.
You're dead to me.
So here's where we are, man. We're just sitting here waiting.
You mean hand egg?
hand egg?
Yeah.
What's hand egg, Micah? For the people watching at home,
It's
that don't
American
know.
football where they don't actually kick a ball with their foot. They throw an egg with their hand.
So we're watching this. We're gonna watch this live from the White House's YouTube, and I find it really interesting that their chat is disabled for this live stream.
Ours is not. So if you'd like to comment on Twitter or YouTube, please go ahead.
Although it's interesting that Mr. Beast has 100 times more subscribers than the White House. Anybody comment?
Your wife said those glasses are horrendous.
I know, honey. I'm wearing them so no women find me attractive. To protect myself for you.
And my niece also commented.
Oh, your niece? What's
Yeah.
her name?
Caitlin.
Hi, Caitlin. I'm Mark. Really nice to meet you. There's probably a delay, so
Wait, is that why she called you Uncle Dan? Uncle Daniel?
My name is Daniel. Yes.
we thought you thought
Wow.
you thought he was on J-Date.
FarmersOnly.com.
Is that the jingle?
You don't have to be lonely at FarmersOnly.com.
Is that real?
That's real.
How did you remember that?
I love jingles, man.
Are you a jingle guy?
I'm a jingle guy. I'm an old marketing jingle guy. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Priceline.com. You like?
Yeah, I know them all.
That's your jam?
Yeah, I know them all.
Vanscoy is the Diamond King.
Yes,
he's the man for you.
Boop.
Oh, has this started yet? I just want, for anybody watching, I just want to get us closer to the apocalypse. It gets me to
Wait,
a place.
your
where-
wife is watching live right now?
Yeah.
I talked to her earlier today. She said she wasn't going to watch.
Well, she texted me earlier and said she was thinking about watching, or she goes, I think she was doing it because she felt bad because I went home and she fell asleep. I think I'm getting a pity watch.
Hold on, let's see if we can, let's see if I can get my wife to watch.
Your wife won't watch. She's got better shit to do.
No,
like
she
like
doesn't.
take a shit.
No, she doesn't.
Your wife could care as so little about this. Your son should watch. He'd learn a thing. We should get him back in. He's doing all that photography stuff now.
He's currently in New York doing a collaboration.
Yeah,
with
that makes me really nervous that you let
he's
him go there.
fine. Listen, he's 20 years old. He's got to figure it out.
Yeah, usually you should go with him for the first couple of times. Dan, this still didn't start.
I don't work for the White House. I can't help that part. I got us going. Well, you kind of did today.
I did, didn't I?
You did. Good job. I'm very proud of you. You got it logged in there.
Yeah. Is that what you want me to say to you?
That would be nice if you said it once in a while.
I'm really proud of you, Dan. I'm really proud of you.
I'm not good at this,
though.
This is a
perfect example of the government at work. They can't do it.
No.
All our tax dollars.
What the fuck is going on here?
This is great.
I wish there was
to start like 20, 30 minutes into it.
I asked Dan if we could show clips because I knew this was going to happen.
So
and Dan was like, "Nah, we'll do it next one."
Can we see this like on TV, like the walk-ins, all the crazy?
That's what I'm hoping is going to happen. Like,
yeah, I'm hoping this is like the just straight up,
Mr. Speaker, like that shit. I don't see it anywhere. Somebody say something.
So I'm working on getting Keynote open over here, so I could maybe get some clips up for you while we're.
Should have did that. You should have did that before we started.
I know. I had a busy day though.
You're on your own. All right, we have an ad. I'm trying to see if this is working. Oh, it's just other.
This is the most Biden administration situation ever.
I mean, there's Dan. If you open up a new tab with YouTube,
yeah,
there's other like streams of it, but it's like people commenting. Like this, who's this Brian Tyler Cohen guy? He sucks. Probably gonna have to type that in, Dan.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, he's an Eagle Scout, Micah. Micah's not paying attention to me either. What fucking world am I living in?
I'm texting my wife to be like, "Are you watching this?"
Yeah, she's like, "We're gonna watch you guys just be quiet."
Yeah. You want to know what she said? No,
and
I'm
I never
getting
will.
our daughter's show choir leggings washed and ready, and reading my book.
ABC News, maybe second one down. Yeah, Jerry Nadler's sleeping. Oh, there's ads. Sorry, everybody. You can suffer through 3 seconds of this. If Dan knows how to find the skip button.
Skip.
Hold on.
Skip.
Oh, nope. They're commenting, too. We can't listen to them either.
Turn it up. Let's go.
And we could watch it.
Yeah,
Can't we watch it?
Over, though. Get somebody else something else.
There's Nancy Pelosi. There's Jerry Smurl. Oh.
Here we go.
Oh, there's the first lady.
The first gentleman.
The vice gentleman. Is that what he's called?
The first the
second gentleman.
The second gentleman.
Oh, him and Joe Biden are supposed to kiss. Remember, they kissed the last time. Who's that? What is that poor dude? Hey, everybody, Snoogans. Snoogans.
Like,
no, not me. Snoogans. Is that your wife? Shh. She doesn't sleep with me. Why is everyone wearing? Oh, what's the white outfits mean?
Labor Day.
It's March.
No, the white outfits were like a thing a couple years ago to protest Trump.
So who are they protesting now? Speaker Johnson?
I don't know.
He looks straight out of Springfield. Collusion.
Oh, he's over here. Why am I trying to see over your heads?
Senator
Who's the guy on the left there?
That was Senator. I think that's Mark Kelly.
Yeah.
That man on the
From
left
Arizona
is
or
yes. His brother went into space, he went to space for a year. Mm-hmm. Is he Gabby Gifford's husband? Mm-hmm. Oh, there's Jill Biden. Go kiss Dougie.
Do we have volume?
Kiss Dougie.
They're just talking over it right now. So
here comes Jill in her mint outfit.
Mm.
Hi. Hi.
Ooh.
Hi. You're doing such a great job. You're welcome. Nancy,
she's lost.
She's hammered.
I want to see Nancy Pelosi hammered tonight.
All you gotta do is act like
I'm working on it.
Oh wait,
right?
this is it. Okay, now you can go over to the other one.
Come on, let's turn the volume up. Let's go.
Command, yeah. Is it working now? Yo, just go back to the other one. Man, the White House sucks.
Turn it up,
Okay,
man.
you can hit the volume button. Let's see what happens. Dan, the volume on YouTube isn't all the way up. Oh, man, it's like working with amateurs.
I had the board down.
Mr. Speaker.
The other one's playing now. You got two of them playing, Dan. Oh, no. Go back to the other one.
Okay, we'll
Turn
close
C.
this one off.
No. Go to. No, actually, yeah. Go with the person doing hand signals. I love that.
You want this? Okay.
Yeah. Close the other one.
Exactly, and what they want to do is set up.
Oh.
Get out of here.
All right. Where's the volume? You're still on mute. Man, his troubleshooting is at like a 0.
Listen, we're good.
Is this live? Or
Here's who's running the country.
Sound and all?
We're good.
All right.
Wow. Deafening applause. Is that Blinken? He sucks.
Dan, cut to me for 1 second.
Is that your wife?
Nope.
Is that my wife?
It's your wife.
She's drinking too?
I don't know. All right, Dan. Good job. You didn't do anything.
He didn't even click. He didn't even go to you?
He did nothing. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. Okay.
Don't do anything fun.
Don't
Dan.
ruin it. Don't ruin it.
Yeah, don't ruin it by trying to do something
That's all I got to do.
positive.
Okay.
Vic, just know in my heart of hearts, this is for you.
So do you think like for sign language people like this is their favorite part because they're just like, now you know how I feel? Oh my God, it looks like a Christmas in hell. These are... Oh, there's people... I don't want to say. Booty Judge? Booty? Pete?
Pete?
Man, I liked that guy so much.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, Mayor Pete, he might be the next president. I let him, and then I was like,
And then
I was like, oh my God, he's a fucking monster.
he fell apart in his role.
He didn't fall apart. It was an illusion. Man, that lady, the camera's on you. You are stuck there. You are given like a sixth importance of everything else. Oh, he sucks too, Mayorkas. Impeach Mayorkas.
He's horrific.
He's doing all this on purpose. He's a fucking communist. They all fucking shake hands, and that guy has Dan's hair.
Flowing and beautiful.
Yeah. In the back.
It's a party in the back, man.
You're an You missed the whole mull part.
Who's the lady on the right just staring at us? Is she
She's
doing,
our...
She's our interpreter,
Yeah.
or our
is
sign
she gonna
language
do
expert.
sign language?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
It'd be great if we have like a game of Pong. We could just pop in between our
Yeah.
hands there.
Yeah.
This is what we're watching. Take this in, America. These are the people that make your life miserable. Well, they're at the top of the they're higher on the food pyramid. This is how exciting being ruled by people is. Look at all the press. Yo, what if he's late because he can't get through the pro-Palestine stuff? Do you think they'll ignore it? Easy breezy up the causeway again. Me and Corn Pop had no problem.
You know, though, he did lose a Corvette.
Yeah.
Or had
Yeah,
smoke
he
damage or
did,
something.
yeah.
That's rough.
George Santos is there.
Why?
He's invited.
By who?
I don't know, but he's laughing his ass off there.
He had one of the greatest tweets of the past year.
I like him. He voted like 95% with the Republicans.
Listen, he's obviously somebody who broke some laws.
I don't know.
He's a criminal, whatever.
I don't know.
But his Twitter's amazing.
He's great. He's a disruptive innovator. He needs to be in there. They're like, did you see what Santos did?
What are these Palestinians going to do now that they can't throw gay people off these tall buildings? One of the greatest tweets of all time.
Yes. From a gay man saying that.
Yeah.
Because you got to admit, Not everybody's good and not everybody's evil.
Mm-hmm.
My God. She dressed in hemp?
No,
What are those?
no,
What is
no.
that?
Looks like some palm leaves, baby.
Huh? Is she wearing a foot? All right. I want you to get me my best FICA shirt that I have.
I like it. She's like one of the only ones there that has like a nice color
Dude,
pop
it's
in her
literally,
clothes.
it's literally like black, blue, white, red, and green. Like a Christmas in hell. You think one person could have a yellow? What did my wife say? Is that my wife?
It's not your wife.
Okay.
And again, I'm not 100% sure on who this is that was watching our homeless in Scranton videos. But he just,
Is this a comment on our video?
Yeah, I think I know who it is, but he just said, his breath stinks. Joe likes double mint kisses.
Is that on the live stream or is that on the
It's on the YouTube.
right now?
Yeah, it's so good.
His breath stinks. What does he say? His breath stinks?
His breath stinks. Joe likes double mint kisses. It's so good. So good.
Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Gorbachev.
Mr. Speaker.
Oh, you can turn that the
President
fuck
of the
down.
United States.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's watch this diaper walk up to the podium.
Open the gate. The Trojan horse is here. Woo, let it in.
Okay, over under on how many steps he gets in before he stumbles down the walkway.
No, he takes short steps. He's pretty good. He's like one of those.
Not on the beach, he's not though.
He's going to be good. He's going to be fine.
In his defense, I'm not good on the beach either. Sand's weird to walk in, man. Did you ever notice that the impressions of Biden kind of seem like a cousin to George W. Bush?
Yeah. No, not right now. Are you gonna pull your dick out?
Huh?
What?
Is this just the screen with all this talking?
Yeah.
So we're just doing voiceovers.
Oh, so now it's Mystery
We're
Science
doing
Theater?
voiceovers
MST3K.
of this.
Yeah, this is my other dream.
Okay,
So
good.
Hey, who are you, dog-faced pony boy? Here's my buddy, Chucky Schumer. Chucky Schumer's behind me. You know, I knew that guy in the Senate. He was great. He did everything. I knew how to blackmail him. We used to have puppet parties.
yo, give this lady credit. She has not moved since we opened this window.
Wouldn't it be great if she had
No.
to clap? When they clap, you clap.
Did you ever see that comedian that did a thing of like Democrat retard?
Oh, yeah, I
It's the
did see that. Yeah.
It's the exact same motion.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Man, we should have really thought about how long it was going to take him to walk down this short aisle.
Oh, male sarcoma, my hair like that.
He's not moving quick.
Dude, he looks like the fucking pastor from Poltergeist 2. Karen! You can put us in the bottom.
I will sometimes.
Whenever
Yeah, especially well.
you just wanted to sit back and relax, didn't you?
First, I needed to settle because I had to get my stream deck open.
Calm your shit.
I'm good now.
Caroline, you're all gonna die! Caroline! You're all gonna die. Are they cheering because he's, like, alive?
He beat that traffic.
He needs to get down there and do this speech so the drugs don't wear off.
Dude. These people needed to go 30 years ago. We will comment. Oh, get right in his face and take that photo, lady. Where am I supposed to go?
This is the craziest Chuck E. Cheese I've ever been in.
Do they still have the ball pit? Is that full of hypodermic needles?
Is this Discovery Zone?
DZ, man. DZ. They got ice cream.
I was in Delaware. We had a Sesame Place
Do you know it's the second smallest state?
behind Massachusetts.
Look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. Oh, this is amazing. Yes, what do you say? Go fuck yourself? Laughs right in her face. You think that's going to make her happy? Oh, that'll be on Twitter in about a minute. What do you say? He said I'm a dog-faced pony girl. Here comes Dan's doppelganger.
Who's that?
Shake his hand. The guy with the ponytail hair.
Oh.
Mr. President, selfie?
Oh, I let my hair down, too.
Do you think he can see himself in reflections? Dude, we need that as a soundboard.
It's so good.
Can everybody hear us okay?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm really excited about this.
I'm not. I'm terrified.
No, I'm super excited. Because at a certain point, you have.
I know
to,
some of the things he's gonna say,
You have
too.
to admit the fact that like the great experiment is over, and you're like, let's just get it done.
Yeah, but you know what it's like? It's like I'm not really happy about renting out the last movie at Blockbuster.
Somebody's got to do it. Here we are.
Well, America,
Marky, you
it was
look
nice
so
knowing you.
good tonight.
I think you're just saying. I think I look crazy, and you're just encouraging it.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should see how he looked at me that way, Dan.
Was it all sexy like?
He got wide-eyed.
Marky.
He looked like you know that face, like that split second after you realize you shart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was
Those
like
sunglasses, that hoodie.
No. My wife thinks I look stupid.
Huh?
You're encouraging it because my wife thinks it looks stupid.
Yeah, she's still gonna go home tonight though. Like
She's already
you're
home.
fine.
I'm gonna go to her.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
It isn't.
It's gonna be great.
Honey, I'm going home. Going right to bed. Look at this lady. She's just looking around. It's like, when is he gonna speak? She goes, I don't care. I'm paid by the hour. Yeah. Oh my God. What is this? Was it always this long to walk through?
No.
He's taking people's phones. Yeah. That's how you do
This is America in 2024.
Jesus Christ.
4 more years.
Yep. We need to fill our offshore bank accounts. Why does there's Mitch McConnell in the back. Don't knock him on his back. He'll never be able to get up. Because he looks like a turtle, Dan.
I get it.
He looks like a turtle.
Yeah.
I'm on my back.
Did he just endorse Trump?
Yep.
Last week?
Yep. Well, his sister-in-law just died under interesting circumstances.
Less than prudential circumstances.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he might be like, I'm done. I'm going to retire. Go Trump. I got what I brought hemp to Kentucky. Oh, is he walking past the conservatives now? What if he's like, welcome to Scranton? Nancy Pelosi. Is this the way to the bar?
Dan, who is Caitlin?
That's my niece.
I love your niece.
Hi, Caitlin.
Her comments are hilarious.
No one's reading them to us. I don't even know what they are. Your uncle is
He thought the phone was ice cream.
Yeah.
I'm not on comments. Micah's comments.
You have the comments in your stream.
Yeah, but he comments on. He's to bring them up.
Are you bringing up the comments or is Dan?
He is. He's getting it.
I am. I got it.
You're supposed to be my Jarvis, and you're.
I've been silenced. She said.
Don't speak.
Don't
Use your
you dare,
voice,
Caitlin.
Use your voice.
This is your chance.
This is
to
what
say
this is
whatever
all
you wanna
about.
Say.
Use your voice.
Oh, you're my new favorite person, Caitlin.
They'll be up this weekend.
Was that the one in the at college?
That was her sister.
That was her. They were talking about that the other day on. I was listening to something. I was going to send. It was Rogan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were talking about that particular sorority.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take this man in with you, but we don't want to. You're a transphobe and a bigot. Okay. We don't want anybody to call us names, so okay.
Was that on with the swimmer?
No, that's right. That's it was. Hold on, give me 1 second.
I'm pretty sure you got a couple minutes here.
Yeah, he's got 7 more feet. We got a while.
Oh, they got.
Did they put him on the Hannibal Lecter stretcher and bring him up there?
Here we go.
Hello, Clarice. Christopher Rufo. Watch your meters, Dan.
I am.
How you doing, man? I'm putting ice cream at my podium. We can only listen to what the sign language expert says. Hey, man.
Tony.
Tony!
Hey, Tony.
Drink!
Can you turn it up?
No, it seems like they're ducking it for the
Yeah,
applause, and then
every
when
time
speak,
they
they'll pop
open
it
up the mic.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he can see you. Christmas in hell. Hey, there's my wife up there.
Hi, AJ. You should not be watching this.
It's my wife up there. She looks like an ice cream cone.
Good evening.
And good luck.
Good evening. If I were smart, I'd go home now.
See ya. This doesn't work, dude. Yeah, go home. Yeah. Do the Republicans just all get up and clap?
Madam Vice President, members of Congress.
He is
my
on
fellow
drugs.
Americans. In January
He's on uppers.
1941, Franklin Roosevelt came to this chamber to speak to the nation. And he said, I address you at a moment unprecedented in the history of the Union. Hitler was on the march. War was raging in Europe. President Roosevelt's purpose was to wake up Congress and alert the American people.
Did somebody just bomb Pearl Harbor
This
and I'm not
was
aware of it?
no ordinary time.
Are we at
Freedom
war?
and democracy
I don't think so.
were under assault in the world.
Maybe.
Tonight, I come to this same chamber to address the nation.
Oh.
Now,
Same
it's
chamber.
we who face an unprecedented moment
What?
in the history of the Union. And yes, my purpose tonight is to wake up the Congress and alert the American people that this is no ordinary moment either. Not since President Lincoln and the Civil War have freedom and democracy been under assault at home as they are today.
Because of you.
What makes our moment rare is that freedom and democracy are under attack both at home and overseas at the very same time.
All right, this medicine only works for 90
Overseas.
minutes. Blaze through this.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Invading Ukraine and sowing chaos throughout Europe and beyond. If anybody in this room thinks Putin will stop at Ukraine, I assure you he will not.
He said he would. You're guessing.
But Ukraine,
We need to take more of your money and send it to pay those people's pensions.
Ukraine can stop Putin.
Oh, no, they can't.
Ukraine can stop
In what
Putin
world?
Yeah.
if we stand with Ukraine.
Do they get Thor's hammer?
Provide the weapons
Oh, so we're fighting them.
that needs to defend itself.
So it's not a war with Ukraine. It's a war with us.
That is
Billy, you need to
all.
fight them, but we will
That is
push
all
them to it.
Ukraine is asking. They're not asking for American soldiers.
Just your money.
In fact, there are no American soldiers at war in Ukraine, and I'm determined
That's a
to keep
lie.
it that way.
That's truly a lie.
But now, assistance to Ukraine is being blocked.
Wait,
by
evil
those who want to
Republicans.
walk away from our world leadership.
We don't lead the world, dude.
It wasn't long ago when a Republican president named Ronald Reagan thundered, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
He was talking about
Now-
communism.
Now my predecessor, a former Republican president, tells Putin, quote, do whatever the hell you want.
Not what he said.
That's a quote.
Check.
A former president
Check
actually
that.
said that, bowing down to a Russian leader. I think it's outrageous, it's dangerous, and it's unacceptable.
Sorry, folks. Smoking's still legal.
Well, we have our first misquote and a lie.
Yep.
America is a founding member of NATO,
NATO's the
military
problem.
alliance of democratic nations, created after World War II to prevent war and keep the peace. And today,
The Soviet
we made
Union.
NATO stronger than ever. We welcomed Finland to the alliance last year.
Mighty Finland.
Sweden.
And just this morning, Sweden officially joined, and their minister is here tonight. Come here, stand up.
Thank you. Pretty
Welcome.
soon your country will be in disarray.
Welcome,
Welcome.
welcome, welcome.
You won't care, though, because you'll have a yacht.
And they know how to fight. Mr. Prime Minister, welcome to NATO, the strongest military alliance the world has ever seen. I say this to Congress, we have to stand up to Putin. Send me a bipartisan national security bill. History is literally watching. History is watching. If the United States walks away,
Are they watching this live stream? Is history watching
it
them?
will put Ukraine at risk. Europe is at risk. The free world will be at risk, emboldening others to do what they wish
You
to
blew
do
up
us harm.
Nord Stream.
My message to President Putin, who I've known for a long time, is simple. We will not walk away.
Well, we've seen him walk, so.
Quickly. We will not walk away quickly.
We will not bow down.
He should take a bike away.
I will not bow down.
Because you can't.
In a literal sense, history is watching. History is watching.
Dude, the future is
Just
not
like history
watching.
watched 3 years ago on January 6th.
Oh, here we go.
When insurrectionists stormed this very Capitol and placed a dagger to the throat of American democracy.
Oh, my God, not real.
Many
See the
were
videos.
here on that darkest of days. We all saw with our own eyes
Here comes the
the
fear.
insurrectionists were not patriots. They'd come to stop the peaceful transfer of power,
They didn't.
to overturn the will of the people.
They didn't.
January 6th lies about the 2020 election and the plots to steal the election posed a gravest threat to U.S. democracy.
Oh, the medicine.
Try
The
and
great.
try and
they
get that
failed.
sentence out.
America stood.
Folks, I hate to tell you, but he's
America
lying to
stood
you.
strong, and democracy prevailed. We must be honest. The threat to democracy must be defended.
The
My
threat to
predecessor
democracy
and
must
some
be
of you
defended.
here seek to bury the truth about January 6th. I will not do that.
Release the tapes.
This is the moment to speak the truth and to bury the lies. Here's the simple truth. You can't love your country only when you win.
You hate your country now.
Yes.
He's going to bring up Roe. Probably going to talk about assault weapons.
As I've done ever since being elected to office, I ask all of you without regard to party to join together and defend democracy. Remember your oath of office of defending against all threats, foreign and domestic.
Who dictates the
Respect.
domestic threat?
Respect free and fair elections, restore trust in our institutions, and make clear political violence has absolutely no place in America, zero place.
Except a million Iraqi dead. How many Afghanis?
Again,
How many Vietnamese?
it's not
How many South Americans?
hyperbole to suggest history is watching.
Stop saying that.
He's really into
Your
this.
children and
Is
grandchildren
this like their
read
slogan for
about
this year?
change.
History is watching?
Disney helped write it.
History is watching another assault on freedom.
Which one's this?
Joining us tonight is Latoya Beasley, a social worker from Birmingham, Alabama. 14 months ago, she and her husband welcomed a baby girl thanks to the miracle of IVF. She scheduled treatments to have that second child, but the Alabama Supreme Court shut down IVF treatments across the state, unleashed by a Supreme Court decision overturning Roe v. Wade.
What the
She
fuck
told
does
her
in
dream
vitro
would have to
fertilization have to do with abortion?
What her family had got through should never have happened.
It's actually a
Unless
pretty
Congress
nuanced
acts, it could happen
conversation.
again. So
Oh,
tonight,
it's too much for us to
let's
have right now.
stand up for families like hers. To my friends across the
I
aisle,
agree with him
don't
on
keep
this
this waiting any longer. Guarantee the right to AVF.
What's AVF? Is that
Guarantee
a
it nationwide.
It's IVF, but you know, he's old.
Biden looks like he showed up at his own surprise party at the nursing home.
We raised got it right. I thank Vice President Harris for being an incredible leader defending reproductive freedom.
You are crushing the border, girl.
She's done nothing.
You're crushing the border.
She's done literally nothing.
You are my czar of the border. I'm so grateful for you.
My predecessor came to office determined to see Roe v. Wade overturned.
Here we go.
He's
Law of the
making it
land.
overturned, and he brags about it. Look at the chaos that has resulted.
All these babies being
Joining
born.
us tonight is Kate Cox, a wife and mother from Dallas. She's become pregnant again and had a fetus of a fatal condition. Her doctor told Kate that her own life and her ability to have children in the
There it
future
is.
were at risk.
Children are better pressure.
She didn't act. Because Texas law banned her ability to act, Kate and her husband had to leave the state to get what she needed. What her family got through should have never happened as well, but it's happening in too many others. There are state laws banning the freedom to choose, criminalizing doctors, forcing survivors of rape and incest to leave their states to get the treatment they need. Many of you in this chamber and my predecessor are promising to pass a national ban on reproductive freedom. My God, what freedom else would you take away?
Is that Arnold's ex-wife?
I think so, yeah.
It's a decision to overturn Roe v. Wade.
Ships like Steven Tyler and Keith Richards had a baby.
Respect, justices. Women are not without electoral power. Electoral or political power. You're about to realize just how much you were right about that.
Nia got to the end.
Did he just go after the Supreme Court?
Yeah, you get the point.
Clearly.
Is that Chelsea Clinton?
Trust your institutions unless they disagree with you.
Those bragging about overturning Roe v. Wade have no clue about the power of women. But they found out when reproductive freedom was on the ballot. We won in 2022 and 2020, and we'll win again in 2024.
If you make it.
If you, the American people, send me a Congress that supports the right to choose, I promise you, I'll restore Roe v. Wade as the law of the land again.
Yeah, abortions for everybody.
Primarily a certain group.
Why limit it?
Folks,
But primarily a certain group.
America cannot go back. I'm here tonight to show what I believe is the way forward. Because I know
Aggression
how
is
far
not
we've
progress.
come. 4 years ago next week, before I came to office, the country was hit by the worst pandemic and the worst economic crisis in a century.
This week.
Remember the fear, record losses? Remember the spikes in crime and the murder rate, raging virus?
That you encouraged?
The Summer of Love?
1 million American lives, of loved ones, millions left behind. A mental health crisis of isolation and loneliness.
That you encouraged?
A president, my predecessor, failed the most basic presidential duty that he owes to American people, the duty to care.
He wanted to
I
open the
think
schools.
that's unforgivable.
Here's me go, what?
I came
Did you hear that?
to
Yeah.
get us through one of the toughest
They say lie.
periods in the nation's history. We have. It doesn't make news, but news in 1,000 cities and towns, the American people are writing the greatest comeback story never told.
How's your grocery bills doing, folks?
So let's tell
Progress.
the story here. Tell it here.
Bernie
now.
Sanders has a fucking mask on.
America's comeback is building the future of American possibilities, building an economy from the middle out and the bottom up, not the top down. Investing in all Americans.
Top down.
All Americans.
$3.4
Making
trillion in
sure
wealth
everyone has
transfer
a
during
fair
COVID.
shot. We leave no one behind.
You're leaving everybody behind, dude.
Pandemic no longer controls our lives. The vaccine that saved us from COVID are now being used to beat cancer, turning setback into comeback.
Here we go.
That's what America does.
mRNA for everything.
That's what America does.
I thought I just saw a headline today or recently that said something how they were like, "Oh, I cured cancer."
With mRNA.
Yeah, that's his quote.
My inherited economy is on the brink. Now our economy is literally the envy of the world. 15 million new jobs in just 3 years, a record.
Bricks.
A record.
Bricks. Oh, you mean the ones that lost their jobs during COVID?
Unemployment at 50-year lows. A record 60.
Because everyone has to get 3 fucking jobs?
Small businesses, and each one is a literal act of hope.
Hope. Another word for doubt.
Historic job growth and small business growth for Black and Hispanics and Asian Americans. 800,000 new manufacturing jobs in America and counting.
What are they manufacturing?
Where is it written we can't be the manufacturing capital of the world? We are, we will.
You exported the jobs.
More people have health insurance today.
NAFTA.
More people have health insurance today than ever before. The racial wealth gap is as small as it's been in 20 years.
That is so untrue.
Prices keep going up. Inflation keeps coming down.
That is untrue.
Inflation has dropped from 9% to 3%, the lowest in the world, and tending lower.
Tending? Trending?
No, it's
Landing
tending.
is and will be soft. And now, instead of importing foreign products and exporting American jobs, we're exporting American products and creating American jobs. Right here in America, where they belong.
And we're importing Americans.
No, we're not. Oh, kind of. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And it takes time, but the American people are beginning to feel it. Consumer studies show consumer confidence is soaring.
These are all lies.
Buy America has been the law of the land since the 1930s. Past administrations, including my predecessor, including some Democrats as well in the past, failed to buy American. Not anymore. On my watch, federal projects that you fund, like helping build American roads, bridges, and highways, will be made with American products and built by American workers.
Yeah, I kind of doubt that.
Creating good-paying American jobs.
Everything he's saying is a lie.
I'm telling you.
And now I have to drink more. It's going to become problematic.
Keep going.
The United States
I encourage
invested
it.
more in research and
We
development
are
than
We
better.
set
ever
up the game.
before.
I'm going to drink
During the
for every
pandemic, the
lie.
shortage of semiconductors
And it's a
chips
problem.
that
We
drove
are
up
bad
the price
friends.
of everything from cell phones to automobiles.
Well,
And by
here
the
we
way,
go.
we invented
Calm
those
it down,
chips right
Micah. You
here
don't
in
have to go
America.
crazy. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Well, instead of having to import them, private companies are now investing billions of dollars
Billions.
to build new chip factories here in America,
Yeah, chips.
creating tens of thousands of jobs. Many of those jobs paying $100,000 a year and don't require a college degree.
Are they?
Or a green card.
That's true, too.
In fact, my policies have attracted $650 billion in private sector investment in clean energy, advanced manufacturing, creating tens of thousands of jobs here in America.
Where? Nah.
And thanks to our bipartisan infrastructure law, 46,000 new projects have been announced all across your communities. And by the way, I noticed some of you have strongly voted against it, or they're cheering on that money coming in. I like it.
Cheering on that money.
I'm with you.
Did Trump start? Did you already about Truth Social up at all?
And if any of you don't want that money in your
I don't know
district,
yet.
just let me know. Modernizing our roads and bridges, ports and airports, public transit systems. Removing poisonous lead pipes so every child can drink clean water without risk of brain damage.
Without risk of brain damage. Who fucking connected those things together? And wait until we tell you what's in the water in Scranton coming up soon.
Affordable high-speed internet for every American, no matter where you live.
Who the fuck doesn't have
urban,
internet?
or rural communities in red states and blue states. Record investments in tribal communities.
There are areas that do just have
Because of
dial-up
my
still,
investment in
believe it or
family
not.
farms,
They're surviving just fine.
Yes, they are. It's probably better out there without that
because
internet.
I invested in family farms led by my Secretary of Agriculture who knows more about this
What do
than
you think?
anybody I
Wow.
know. We're better able to stay in the family for those farms and their children and grandchildren won't have to leave home to make a living. It's
How many
transformative.
farms did you shut down?
The great comeback story is Belvedere, Illinois, home to an auto plant for nearly 60 years. Before I came to office, the plant was on its way to shutting down. Thousands of workers feared for their livelihoods. Hope was fading. Then I was elected to office, and we raised the Belvedere repeatedly with auto companies, knowing unions would make all the difference. The UAW worked like hell to keep the plant open and get these jobs back, and together we succeeded. Instead of auto factories shutting down, auto factories reopening, and new state-of-the-art battery factories being built to power those cars there at the same.
At a heavy cost to the environment.
Folks,
Did you see there's a new plant that needed its own
the folks at Belvedere,
coal
Nuclear power
factory.
plant.
town being left behind. Your community is moving forward again. Because instead of watching auto jobs of the future go overseas, 4,000 union jobs with higher wages are building the future in Belvedere right here in America. Here tonight,
Steven Crowder.
President Sean Fain, a great friend and a great
Biden just threatened the Supreme Court. He's an authoritarian fascist fuck.
And Dawn.
Ben Shapiro. Joe Biden started off screaming and somewhat coherently. We have now descended into screaming incoherence. Soon it will be whispering incoherence.
You just got the thumbs down from Apple.
I was proud to be the first
Did they?
president to
Yeah.
stand on the picket line. And today, Dawn has a good job in her hometown, providing stability for her family and pride and dignity as well. Showing once again, Wall Street didn't build America. They're not bad guys. They didn't build it, though. The middle class built the country, and unions built the middle class.
Actually, wasn't it entrepreneurship?
Yeah.
Oh, we got snacks.
Here's the sound of America getting fatter.
I say to the American people,
Oh, that sounded good.
when America gets knocked down, we get back up. We
I brought
keep
snacks.
going. That's America. That's you, the American people. It's because of you America's coming back. It's because of you our future is bright. It's because of you that tonight we can proudly say the state of our union is strong and getting stronger.
When you say our, who do you mean? Not one Republican clapping. All right, now when he comes out, we're going to start chanting.
Tonight, I want to talk about the future of possibilities that we can build together. A future where the days of trickle-down economics are over and the wealthy and the biggest corporations no longer get all the tax breaks. And by the way, I understand corporations. I come from a state that has more corporations invested than every one of your states in the United States combined.
Man, that's interesting.
Yeah, Delaware's like a big hub for like corporations to incorporate in.
Who was the senator there for a very long time?
You know why they go there?
Economics didn't put much on my dad's
I think it's for like the best tax breaks for corporations.
That's why I'm determined to turn things around so middle class
Like Bank of
does
America
well.
was based out of there, I'm
They
pretty
do
sure and
well,
stuff.
The poor go way up and the wealthy still do very well. We all do well. And there's more to do to make sure you're feeling the benefits of all we're doing.
Yeah.
Americans pay more for prescription drugs than anywhere in the world.
Oh, I wonder
It's
why.
wrong, and I'm ending it.
You had 4 years. Why didn't you do that before?
According to the internet, this is also the third time he's cured cancer.
With a law that I proposed and signed, not one of you Republican buddies voted for it. We finally beat Big Pharma. Instead of paying $400 a month or thereabouts for insulin with diabetes, and it only costs
Turn down the
$10
volume real
to
quick.
make, they only get
Micah.
paid $35 a month now.
1 minute ago. Multiple U.S. government websites, including Department of Homeland Security, ICE, and the Secret Service, etc., are down.
But what to do next?
You can turn the volume back up.
I want to cap the cost of
Little
insulin
interesting thing that just
$35 a
happened.
month for every American who needs it. Everyone.
I would love to be humorous on this podcast.
years.
You get mad?
People have talked about it.
We're in
Finally,
trouble.
we got it
Told
done.
you.
We're in
Gave
trouble.
Medicare the
Yeah.
power to negotiate
I'm in the
lower prices
acceptance
on
phase.
prescription drugs.
Yeah, I think
Shut up, I'm with that.
I'm
VA
trying to
will
get
do for
there.
veterans.
Yeah, about a month or two ago, I really flipped a switch, and I'm just in that
Yeah.
back into like
Yeah.
fuck everybody. This is all just
Like, my
garbage.
blood pressure medication is really kicking in right now.
Might be
I'm
the
trying to
scotch.
stay calm.
Because Medicare will no longer have to pay those exorbitant prices to Big Pharma. This year, Medicare is negotiating lower prices for some of the
Next
costliest
time
drugs
the
on
Democrats
market.
stand up, tell me if
Everything from heart
they're
disease to
lit
arthritis.
better than the other
It's now time
side.
to go
Oh, that's
further
an
and give
interesting
Medicare the power
observation.
to
Okay.
negotiate lower prices
Ooh.
for 500 different drugs over the next decade.
You know, I kind of want to go to Friendly Sons because I want to meet someone who's been to
Making a
Epstein's
lot of
Island
money, guys.
It would be fun.
multiple times.
Yeah.
And
Dozens
they'll
of
still be
times.
Yeah.
extremely
50
profitable.
sometimes.
Will not only save lives.
Hope
it'll
everybody
save
here is happy
taxpayers
they get to
another
applaud that.
$200 billion. Starting next year, the same law caps total prescription drug costs for seniors on Medicare at $200 to $2,000 a year. Even for expensive cancer
$200,
drugs, it costs
$2,000.
$10,000, $12,000,
I mean, that's-
$15,000.
Yeah.
Close.
I want to cap prescription drug costs at $2,000 a year for everyone. Folks,
I wish they had a shot of the speaker.
I'm going to get
Of the
trouble
house
for
in the
saying
background.
That, but if you want to get an Air Force One and fly to Toronto, Berlin, Moscow, well, even Moscow, probably.
You're going to Moscow, dude?
And bring your prescription with you, and I promise you I'll get it for you for 40% the cost you're paying now. Same company, same drug, same place.
We can take Air Force One to get prescription drugs?
Affordable Care Act,
He sounds like a drug dealer.
Obamacare. It's still a very big deal.
No. It's a big fucking deal. Big fucking deal.
Over 100 million of you can no longer be denied health insurance because of pre-existing condition. But my predecessor, and many in this chamber, want to take this prescription drug away by repealing Affordable Care Act. I'm not going to let that happen.
There come the whispers.
We stopped you 50 times before, and we'll stop you again.
This is all fear.
In fact, I'm not only protecting it, I'm
Is that guy asleep?
expanding it.
Drink.
The enacted tax credits of $800 per person per year reduce health care costs for millions of working families.
Yep. Even though the
That
inflation
tax
prices of
credit
all the
expires
groceries
next
went
year.
up.
I want to make that savings permanent.
I want to make sure inflation still works, and then...
Have some party mix.
Yeah, sure, man.
It's a party.
It is.
To state the obvious, women are
Don't
more
eat the
than
microphone.
half our population. But research on women's health has always been underfunded.
Jesus.
That's why we're launching the first ever White House initiative on women's health research, led by Jill.
Because we don't know how you work.
Incredible job as First Lady.
All we see are boobs and butts, and then we're so confused. We don't even know what the front part is.
So pass my plan for $12 billion to transfer women's health research and benefit millions of lives all across America. I know the cost of housing is so important to you.
I didn't know coughing was going to be a drink.
Inflation keeps coming down, mortgage rates will come down as well, and the Fed acknowledges that. But I'm not waiting. I want to provide an annual tax credit. That will give Americans $400 a month for the next 2 years as mortgage rates come down, to put toward their mortgages when they buy their first home or trade up for a little more space. Just for 2 years.
Here's $400. Get your dream home. That's what he said, right? $200 tax credit so you can buy your dream home?
And my administration is also eliminating title insurance on federally backed mortgages. When you refinance your home, you can save $1,000 or more as a consequence. For millions of renters, we're cracking down on big landlords who use antitrust law, who break antitrust laws by price fixing and driving up rents.
BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street have
cut
bought
red
up like
tape
40% of the
so
real
those who
estate
get federally
to make rental
financed
properties
is already
since COVID.
helping build
It was crazy
a
the way
record
everything was like being
1.7
bought up
million
during that time, and everybody knew it.
units nationwide.
But you know, good
Now
luck.
pass.
I really want to
Now pass and
Don't
build,
do it.
I want to
renovate
provide
2
comedy
million
humor
affordable
on this.
homes and
We're
bring
trying.
those rents
It's
down.
terrible.
I know.
It's bad.
I know.
Like, we're in serious trouble.
That's what I've been saying for 4 years. Well, 3.5.
You guys do the comedy. I'm just going to be sad.
Angry?
The strongest
Sad over
economy
here,
in the
yeah.
world.
Sad
It's
bear?
bad.
We
It's
need to have
bad.
the best education
Yeah.
system in the world.
Oh, here we go. Education. That's going well. Something I
And I, like I suspect all of you,
care a little bit about.
want to give a child, every child, a good start by providing access to preschool for 3 and 4 years old. You know,
Let's get to them sooner so we can tell them that Trump is bad.
I think I pointed out last year that children coming from broken homes where there's no books, they're not read to, not spoken to very often, start school, kindergarten, or first grade, having heard 1 million fewer words spoken.
Your parents are pieces of shit.
Studies
Come to
show
us.
The children who go to preschool are nearly 50% more likely to finish high school, go on to earn a 2- and 4-year degree, no matter what their background is.
That's not true. And I hope the sign language girls are conservative.
I met a year and a half ago with the leaders of the Business Roundtable. They were mad that they were angry. I think, well, they were.
I stood in for King Arthur.
Why I wanted to spend money on education. I pointed out to them as vice president, I met with over 8, I think it was 182 of those folks. Don't hold me to the exact number. And
Was that in the
I
speech?
asked them what they need most, the CEOs. And you've had the same experience on both sides of the aisle. They say a better educated workforce, right? So I looked at them, and I say, I come from Delaware. DuPont used to be the 8th
I thought you came from
corporation in the
Scranton.
world.
Stop tuning the
And every new enterprise they bought, they educated the workforce to that enterprise. But none of you do that anymore. Why are you angry with me providing you the opportunity for the best educated workforce in the world? And they all looked at me and said, I think you're right. I want to expand high-quality tutoring and summer learning to see that every child learns to read by 3rd grade.
By 3rd grade?
I'm also connecting local businesses and high schools so students get hands-on experience and a path to good-paying job whether or not they go to college. And I want to make sure the college is more affordable. Let's continue increasing the Pell Grants to working and middle-class families and increase record investments in HBCUs and minority-serving institutions, including Hispanic institutions.
They're not Latinx or
When I was
Latinx?
told I couldn't universally just change the way in which we dealt with student loans, I fixed 2 student loan programs that already existed.
The Supreme Court said it was illegal.
Reduced the burden of student debt for nearly 4
Right.
million Americans, including nurses, firefighters, and others in public service.
Not for accountants, I can tell you that much.
Like Keenan Jones, a public educator from Minnesota, who's here with us tonight. Keenan, where are you? Keenan, thank you.
Say a lie.
He's educated hundreds of students so they can go to college. Now he's able to help, after debt forgiveness, get his own daughter to college. And folks, look.
You, sir, are a pawn, and I feel
Such
terrible.
relief is good for the economy because folks are now able to buy a home, start a business, start a family.
None of my friends can buy homes. None of
While
them.
we're at it, I want to give public school teachers a raise.
Oh. You just want to make sure that you're getting donations from the teachers union.
The lies are incredible.
It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable, the lies.
Yeah. This is what it felt like in Germany in the 30s.
And by the way, the first couple of years, we cut the deficit. Now, let me speak to the question of fundamental fairness for all Americans.
Deficit, $34 trillion.
I've been delivering real results in fiscally responsible ways. We've already cut the federal deficit. We've already cut the federal deficit over $1 trillion. I signed the bipartisan deal.
Kamala, stand
Cut
up and
another
scorn at the
$1 trillion in the next
conservatives.
decade. It's my goal to cut the federal deficit another $3 trillion by making big corporations and very wealthy finally beginning to pay their fair share.
Dude, they pay like 70% of the fucking taxes in New York. What's it, Manhattan pays like 80% of the taxes in the city?
I'm a capitalist.
This
You
man
want
is a
make it to make
dictator.
million or
I'm
millions of
telling
bucks,
you.
That's great. Just pay your fair share in taxes.
Elon paid the most taxes of any human being in history last year.
As a
Tax
business
code.
owner, I can say, like, we
It's
pay
how we
more
invest
in
things to make this
taxes than
country great.
anyone.
Healthcare, education, defense, and so much
And
more.
they want to raise them.
Here's the
They want to
deal.
destroy the middle class
Last
and business
administration
owners.
enacted a $2 trillion tax cut. Overwhelmingly benefit the top 1%, the very wealthy and the biggest corporations, and exploded the federal deficit. They added more to the national debt than any presidential term in
They should do it
American
like
history.
parliaments. They don't
Check
do
the
it here.
numbers.
Fuck you.
Folks at home, does anybody really think the tax code is fair? Do you really think the wealthy and big corporations need another
I don't think
$2
taxes are
trillion
fair.
tax break? I sure don't. I'm
But
going to
you've made
keep
tons
fighting
of
like
money.
hell to make it fair. Under my plan, nobody earning less than $400,000 a year will pay additional penny in federal taxes. Nobody, not one penny.
You
And
just
they
pay it
haven't
in other
yet.
ways.
Yeah, I'd like to see the math on that one.
In fact,
Creative accounting.
the child tax credit I passed during the pandemic cut taxes for millions of working families and cut child poverty in half.
I gave you
Restore
$800.
that child tax credit.
50%. That saves 50% of the country.
No child should go hungry in this country.
How much of that money was spent on Amazon?
Code fair.
I need an
Makes big
Xbox.
corporations, the very wealthy, begin to pay their fair share.
Come on, man. Pay the fair
In
share.
2020, 55 of the biggest companies in America made $40 billion and paid zero in federal income tax. Zero.
That's
Not
your tax
anymore.
code, dickhead.
Thanks to the law I wrote and we signed, big companies have to pay a minimum of 15%.
You were passing fucking
That's
laws in the
still
Senate
less
for 50 years.
And working people paying federal taxes. It's time to raise corporate minimum tax to at least 21%.
At least. Boston Tea Party was over 3%.
So every big corporation finally.
There was no income tax before
began to pay their
1913, and we
fair
had roads,
share.
bridges, and schools.
I also want to end tax breaks for big pharma, big oil, private jets, massive executive pay when it's only supposed to be $1 million that could be deducted. They can pay them $20 million if they want, but deduct $1 million. End it now. You know, there are 1,000 billionaires in America. You know what the average federal tax is for those billionaires? No. They're making great sacrifices, 8.2%. That's far less than the vast majority of Americans pay.
How much of that money are they putting
No
back into the
billionaire
economy,
should pay a
though?
lower federal tax rate than a teacher, a sanitation worker, or a nurse.
Is that a municipal issue? What's the federal government have to do with local teachers?
The minimum tax for billionaires at 25%, just 25%. You know what
Just.
that would raise? That would raise $500 billion over the next 10 years.
Oh, so just like a
Imagine what that
third
could
of
do
what you
for
gave
America.
Ukraine.
Imagine a future with affordable child care. Millions of families can get they need to go to work to help grow the
Imagine it.
economy.
We'll never give it to you, but just
a future
imagine
with
it.
paid
It'd be great.
leave, because no one should
Wouldn't
have
it?
to choose between working and taking care of their sick family member.
Well, maybe you guys shouldn't have made sure that women had to work.
Imagine the future of home care and elder care and people living with disabilities so they can stay in their homes and family caregivers can finally get the pay they deserve.
Finally.
Tonight,
I was
let's
holding
all
out
agree
hope,
once again
wiping asses for 30
stand up for
years
seniors.
because I didn't care about
Many
it.
of my friends on the other side of the aisle want to put Social Security on the chopping block.
You took all the money out of
Anyone
it.
who
You
tries
stole
to
it.
cut Social Security, Medicare, or raise the retirement age, I will stop you.
That's a threat. This is darker than anything Trump's ever said.
The working people who built this country pay more into Social Security than millionaires and billionaires do.
Because they have a
It's
fucking
not fair.
They have a plan. They have stocks
We
and
have two
shit.
ways to go. Republicans can cut Social
Rita, we just
Security,
closed
get
that
more
$4
tax
billion
breaks for the
deal.
wealthy.
Did you pay my fucking
I will- that's the
insurance?
proposal. Oh no. You guys don't want another $2 trillion tax cut?
Oh.
I kind of thought that's what your plan was.
Oh, turn this into that. Come on. Do it back and forth.
Well, that's good to hear.
Play the crowd, man.
You're not going to cut another $2 trillion for the super wealth. That's good to hear. I'll protect and strengthen Social Security and make the wealthy pay their fair share.
How many times has Kamala Harris gotten up?
A lot.
Not as much as she's gone down.
Oh, Micah with the sick California Attorney General burn.
Charging more and more for less and less. That's why we're cracking down on corporations.
At the end of
engaged
the
in
day,
price
like,
gouging
if
and
he's
deceptive
elected
pricing,
again, we're
from
in
food
serious
to health care
trouble.
to housing. In fact, the
Like,
snack
we're in a
companies
problem.
think
If.
you won't notice if they change the size of the bag and put a hell of a lot fewer, same size bag, put fewer chips in it. No, I'm not joking. It's called
I got a
spring
bag of
fixing.
Weiss
Pass
today.
Bobby Casey's bill and stop this. I really mean it.
Make sure you say his name because he's up for re-election in a swing state. Pass Bobby Casey's bill.
I kind of blacked out. Was the bill about putting more potato chips in a
Probably all
bag?
saw that
Yeah.
Okay.
commercial on Snickers bars.
Oh, I like those
What
too.
the fuck?
You get charged the same amount.
Yo, apparently the
Not
sign
allowed
language
on
move for
10%
Snickers
or
bars
something.
is a hand job.
A
That's
lot
what
of
she
it
just
is.
did. She did this.
I'm also getting rid of junk fees. Those hidden fees at the end of your bill that are there without your knowledge. My administration announced we're cutting credit card late fees from $32 to $8.
That's good because every credit card's 24.99% anyway.
Credit card companies are allowed to charge what it costs them to instigate the collection. And that's more a hell of a lot like $8.30-some.
Oh, thanks.
They
You
don't
just
like it.
seems that way.
Credit card companies don't like it. But I'm saving American families $20 billion a year with all the junk fees I'm eliminating.
What's
Folks at
32
home,
times 12?
It's
That's why
44.
the banks are so mad. It's $20 billion in profit. I'm not stopping there. My administration has proposed rules to make cable, travel, utilities, and online ticket sellers tell you the total price up front, so there are no surprises.
That's
Yeah,
the
Eddie
thing.
Vedder.
It
That's the
matters.
thing. That's what we're all
It
concerned
matters.
about as Americans, whether or not
Finally,
we're paying
getting the
enough.
things I cared about in the
So is
90s.
Yeah.
Fuck Ticketmaster.
Yep.
In November,
Guess
my
we didn't
team
fix that in
began
30
serious
years.
negotiation with a bipartisan group of senators.
Sure.
The result was a bipartisan bill with the toughest set of border security reforms we've ever seen. Oh, you don't think so?
I
Oh,
wish
you
somebody
don't
throw an
like
ice
that
cream cone
bill,
at him.
huh? That conservatives got together and said it was a good bill? I'll be darned. That's amazing.
You could see the
That
monstrousness in his
bipartisan bill
in
would
his
hire
face.
1,500 more security agents and officers, 100 more immigration judges to help tackle the backload of 2 million cases, 4,300 more asylum officers, and new policies so they can resolve cases
Just
in 6
close the
months
door.
instead of 6 years now.
Just close the door.
What are you against?
Somebody needs to yell out, "Close the
drug
border."
Detection machines to significantly increase the ability to screen and stop vehicles smuggling fentanyl into America. That's killing thousands of children.
Defund the
This bill
police,
would save
dude.
lives.
What'd you do, Dan?
And bring order to the border. It will also give me and any new president new emergency authority to temporarily shut down the border when the number of migrants at the border is overwhelming. The Border Patrol Union has endorsed this bill. The Federal Chamber of Commerce is, yeah. You're saying low. Look at the facts.
Look at the facts, Jack.
I know you know how to read.
I know you know how to read.
I believe that given the opportunity for a majority in the House and Senate would endorse the bill as well, a majority right now. But unfortunately, politics has derailed this bill so far.
Yep, that's what it is.
I'm told my predecessor called members of Congress in the Senate to demand they block the bill.
Because there's so much
He
crazy
feels
shit in it.
Political win, he viewed it as would be a political win for me and a political loser for him. It's not about him. It's not about me. I'd be a winner, not really.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. Knock him off his game. Is he gonna throw a Nerf ball at her?
Lincoln Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed
Is that her name?
by an
Lincoln
illegal.
Riley?
That's right.
That was
But how
thought
many
it was
of
like,
the
I don't know,
thousands of
about
people being
Lacken.
killed by illegals? To her parents, I say,
Oh,
my
man,
heart
this
goes
is like-
out to you, having lost children myself. I understand. But look,
He uses
if we
that.
Yeah, his
change
son
the
died in Iraq,
dynamic
that's
at the
sad.
border,
He didn't.
People pay these smugglers $8,000 to get across the border because they know if they get by and let into the country, it's 6 to 8 years before they have a hearing,
Yeah, then they have a baby.
and it's worth it taking the chance of the $8,000. But
Oh, I love this. It's like the
if it's
Apollo.
only 6
It's falling
months,
apart.
6
I love it.
weeks, the idea is it's highly unlikely that people will pay that money and come all that way, knowing that they'll be able to be kicked out quickly. Folks, I would respectfully suggest my Republican friends owe it to the American people, get this bill done. We need to act
He
now.
did like 65 executive orders to at the beginning of his presidency to open that border.
And if my predecessor is watching, instead of paying politics
Paying him?
and pressuring members of Congress to block the bill, join me in telling the Congress to pass it. We can do it together. But that's what he apparently here's what he will not do. I will not
almost got
demonize
it.
immigrants saying they are poison in the blood of our country.
Yeah.
I will not
They're not Americans.
separate families.
If there's something that isn't part of your body, it is a poison.
That guy's raising his cane.
Ban people because of
No
their
pun
faith.
intended.
Unlike my predecessor on my first day in office, I
Won't say his name now.
introduced a comprehensive bill to fix our immigration system. Take a look at it. It has all these and more. Secure the border. Provide a pathway to citizenship for dreamers. And so much more. But unlike my predecessor,
Oh, wow, he is running out of gas here.
I know
This is
who
great.
we are as Americans.
Oh,
We're
please.
the only nation in the world with a heart and soul that draws from old and new. Home to Native Americans and ancestors have been here for thousands of years. Home to people of from every place on earth. They came freely. Some came in chains. Some came when famine struck, like my ancestral family in Ireland. Some to flee persecution, to chase dreams that are impossible anywhere but here in America. That's America. And we all come from somewhere. So we're all Americans.
Spoken so eloquently.
What does American mean to him? Who just coughed?
Who coughed? Who was that?
Who just coughed? There was nobody in this room.
Do we have somebody on the
Was that
fire?
him?
We have a simple choice.
Simple
We
choice,
can
man.
fight about fixing the border, or we can fix it. I'm ready to fix
It makes it worse. The whole bill makes it worse.
Send me the
They're
border
allowing
bill
more
now.
people in per year. Shut up.
A transformational
How's your stocks doing?
moment in history happened 59 years ago today in Selma, Alabama.
Oh.
Hundreds of foot soldiers for justice
Pandering.
marched across the Edmund Pettus Bridge, named after the Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan, to claim their fundamental right to vote. They were beaten, they were bloody, and left for dead. Our late friend and former colleague, John Lewis, was on that march. We miss him. But joining us tonight
Is the Edmund Pettus Bridge.
marchers, both in the gallery and on the floor, including Betty Mae Fikes, known as the voice of Selma. The daughter of gospel singers and preachers, she sang songs of prayer and protest on that bloody Sunday to help shake the nation's conscience. 5 months later, the Voting Rights Act passed and was signed into law.
Was that Lyndon Johnson?
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
He said some nice things about that. Just saying. The chips?
But 59 years later, there are forces taking us back in time. Voter suppression,
Where?
election subversion,
Where?
unlimited dark money,
Where?
extreme gerrymandering.
Where?
John Lewis was a great friend to many of us here. But if you truly want to honor him and all the heroes who marched with him, then it's time to do more than talk. Pass the Freedom to Vote Act.
Who can't
John
vote in
Lewis
this country?
Voting Right Act.
People without IDs?
I mean, how do I rent a car? How do you get a bus pass?
And
How do you
stop-
prove who you are?
How do you get your
denying another
checks?
core value of America.
Bank account?
Our diversity across American life. Banning books, it's wrong.
No one's doing it.
Instead of erasing history, let's make history.
You
I wanna
are.
protect fundamental rights.
Oh, we lost
Pass the Equality Act.
Micah.
Turn it off and then turn it back on.
Transgender Americans, I have your
Count to
back.
5. Back.
Pass the PRO Act for workers' rights. Raise the federal minimum wage, because every worker has a right to a decent living more than $7 an hour.
Yes, and when you raise the minimum wage, then the prices of everything goes up, and it does nothing.
We're also making history by confronting the climate crisis, not denying it.
Oh, here we go.
Many of you think there's no longer a climate crisis.
There is no climate crisis.
I hope you don't.
There is no climate crisis.
Check it out on Rumble. We did a little episode on that.
It's pretty good.
It was.
CO2 and you.
It was really good, actually. You should go watch that, people.
Carbon emissions in half by 2030. Creating tens of thousands of clean energy jobs, like the IBW workers building and installing 500,000 electric vehicle charging stations.
Yep. We need that.
Conserving 30% of America's lands and waters by 2030.
More climate damage than internal combustion engines.
Taking action on environmental justice, fence line communities smothered by the legacy of pollution.
But luckily, Leonard Nimoy taught us that, we should be in an ice age right now.
Yes.
To put 20,000 young people to work in the forefront of our clean energy future. I'll triple that number in a decade.
Is that when you're going to be president in a decade, or? Is she ice cream?
I mean, he's not going to be
that
here
Harvey
in 10
Weinstein?
years, right?
State the obvious.
Oh, wow.
All Americans deserve the freedom to be safe. And America is safer today than when I took office.
No, it ain't. You let fucking 7 to 22 million people in.
30%. 30% they went up. The biggest increase in history.
What is happening right now?
It was then, through my American Rescue Plan, which every American voted against, I'm mad at, we
Every
made
American
the
voted
largest
against?
investment in public safety ever. Last year, the murder rate saw the sharpest decrease in history. Violent crime fell to one of its lowest levels in more than 50 years.
Lie.
But we have more to do. We have to help cities invest in
We have to destroy more
community
shit.
police officers, more mental health workers, more community violence intervention. Give
Defund the police.
the tool to crack down on gun crime, retail crime, and carjacking.
It's a poverty
Keep
issue.
building trust, as I've been doing by taking executive action on police reform and calling for it to be the law of the land. Directing my cabinet to review the federal classification of marijuana and expunging thousands of convictions for the mere possession, because no one should be jailed for simply using or have it on their record.
So any plant that comes from the earth?
Take on crimes of domestic violence. I'm ramping up the federal enforcement of the Violence Against Women Act that I proudly wrote when I was a senator. So we can finally...
Didn't that put like
end
fucking
the scourge
tons of
against
people
women
in jail?
America. There are other kinds of violence I want to stop.
I want to stop all violence.
This tonight is Jasmine.
Is the guns
His
now?
9-year-old sister Jackie was murdered with 21 classmates and teachers in an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas. Very soon after that happened, Jill and I went to Uvalde for a couple of days. We spent hours and hours with each of the families. We heard their message, so everyone in this room, in this chamber, could hear the same message. The constant refrain, and I was there for hours meeting with every family. They said, do something. Do something. Well, I did do something by establishing the first ever Office of Gun Violence Prevention in the White House, that the Vice President is leading the charge. Thank you for doing it.
Why don't you look at SSRIs
Meanwhile,
and Ritalin and MAO inhibitors and Prozac and Lithabid.
meanwhile, my predecessor told the NRA he's proud he did nothing on guns when he was president.
Boo.
After another shooting in Iowa.
How dare you
recently,
protect
he
yourself
said,
from psychos
when asked what to do about it, he said, just get
or a
over
government.
it. There's his quote, just get over it.
Isn't that what he said?
I say, stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it.
I watched that speech. That's not what he said. Doritos are good, aren't they? Cool Ranch are the best.
I'm proud we beat the NRA when I signed the most significant gun safety law in nearly 30 years because of this Congress. We now must beat the NRA again. I'm demanding a ban on assault weapons and high-capacity magazines.
There you go.
Yep.
No time
Pass
in the
universal
history of
background
human
checks.
beings has a government that's taken the weapons
None
away
of
from their
this.
people been the good guy?
None of this. I taught the Second Amendment for 12 years.
You taught it?
None of this violates the Second Amendment.
Yeah, it does.
Was that when he's
Still
a pen?
applies to responsible gun owners. You know, as we manage challenges at home, we're also managing crises abroad, including in the Middle East. I know the last 5 months have been
They're building a port
gut-wrenching
in
for
Gaza.
So many people.
Do you know
For
that?
the Israeli
Who
people,
is?
for
The United States.
Oh, yeah?
Palestinian people,
Yeah.
and so many here in America.
He's going to say it. Watch.
This crisis began on October 7th with a massacre by a terrorist group called Hamas, as you all know. 1,200 innocent people, women and girls, men and boys, slaughtered after enduring sexual violence.
That you said was a lie.
For the Jewish people since the Holocaust.
They said the sexual assaults never happened.
Hostages
Was that at the
Yeah.
festival?
Yeah.
When they
Chamber tonight.
paratrooped
He just
in?
admitted it
Our
happened.
families whose loved ones are still being held by Hamas.
Yeah, you know how many?
I pledge to all the families that we will not rest until we bring every one of your loved ones home.
You've waited
We
too long,
also-
bro.
That was like 3 news cycles ago.
Have you seen any images, pictures, or anything of those people that are American citizens taken by Hamas?
No.
No, like bring back the 12 or
We will
nothing. You've
also
seen
work-
nothing of these people.
I saw a lot of
Around
Brittany
the clock.
Griner.
To bring
Quite a bit.
home Evan and Paul, Americans being unjustly detained by the Russians.
But
and
they know
others
the names of
around
the ones the
world.
Russians are holding.
Israel has the right to go after Hamas. Hamas ended this conflict by releasing hostages, laying down arms, could end it by releasing the hostages, laying down arms, and surrendering those responsible.
Oh
for
man,
the
somebody's got to
massacre.
shoot him up.
But Israel has Israel has a added burden because Hamas hides and operates among the civilian population like cowards under hospitals, daycare centers, and all the like.
Oh, the tunnels that you
Israel
said right
also
there.
has a fundamental responsibility, though, to protect innocent civilians in Gaza.
Like the United States has done over the last 60, 70 years.
This war has taken a greater toll on innocent civilians than all previous wars in Gaza combined. More than 30,000 Palestinians have been killed, most of whom
Says who?
Hamas. Thousands and thousands of innocents, women and children, girls and boys, also orphaned. Nearly 2 million more Palestinians under bombardment or displacement. Homes destroyed, neighborhoods in rubble, cities in ruin. Families without food, water, medicine. It's heartbreaking.
It is.
I've been working nonstop to establish an immediate ceasefire that would last for 6 weeks to get all the prisoners released.
During
all the
which
hostages
vacation was this?
to get the hostages home and ease the intolerable and humanitarian crisis.
Here comes the
Build
port.
toward an enduring, something more enduring. The United States has been leading international efforts to get more humanitarian assistance to Gaza.
Oh,
Tonight,
report.
I'm directing the U.S. military to lead an emergency mission to establish a temporary pier in the Mediterranean
Oh.
that can receive large shipments carrying food, water, medicine.
So we're
temporary
supporting
shelter.
Israel and
No
Gaza.
U.S. boots will be on the ground. A temporary pier will enable a massive increase in the amount of humanitarian assistance.
We're
given
pay,
in
we're
Gaza every
we're
day.
paying both sides.
Yeah. That's how this works, Mark.
Isn't that stupid?
And Israel must do its part.
Who was in charge of the Hatfield
Israel
McCoy
must
battle?
allow more aid into Gaza to ensure humanitarian workers aren't caught in the crossfire.
So there's no Americans going to be there, but people from NATO will be there.
The blue helmets?
Maybe.
To the leadership of Israel, I say this. Humanitarian assistance cannot be a secondary consideration or a bargaining chip. Protecting and saving innocent lives has to be a priority. As we look to the future, the only real solution to the situation is a two-state solution over time.
That will never fly. Benjamin Netanyahu's funded
And I
Hamas
say this,
so that they would
as
never
a
get a state.
lifelong
Keep those
supporter of
assholes in
Israel,
charge. They will never agree to a state.
my entire career, no one has a stronger record with Israel than I do. I challenge any of you. here.
Trump brokered 3 peace deals in
No
the Middle
American
East.
president of Israel in wartime. But there is no other path that guarantees Israel's security and democracy. There is no other path that guarantees Palestinians can live in peace with
Did he have
with
dairy
peace
before
and
the?
dignity.
Oh,
There's
he's
no other path that
overclamped.
guarantees peace between Israel and all of its neighbors including Saudi Arabia, with whom I'm talking. Creating stability in the Middle East also means containing the threat posed by Iran. That's why I built a coalition.
The one that
of more
you
than
just
a
gave
dozen
billions of
countries
dollars to
defend international
help fund
shipping,
the Hamas
freedom
October
of
7th
navigation in the Red Sea.
attack in Israel?
I've ordered strikes to degrade the Houthi capability and defend U.S. forces in the region.
I feel like just seeing their
Commander in
mouths
Chief, I will
behind him
not
is more
hesitate
ominous than
to
actually
direct further measures
having their
against
faces
Iran.
there.
Yeah, but you can tell a person by their eyes.
Yeah.
I can't see it.
For years, I've heard many of my Republican and Democratic friends say that China is on the rise.
Hey, they're buying our
America's falling
farmland.
behind.
They're doing pretty well for themselves.
Got it.
They're stealing our IP.
I've been saying it for over 4 years.
Somebody just got arrested in the government this morning for selling secrets to
America's
China.
rising.
They're flying balloons over
We're the
here.
best
A
economy
few.
in the world. And since I've come to office, our GDP is up, our trade deficit with China is down to the lowest point in over a decade. And we're standing up against China's unfair economic practices.
What?
Standing up for peace and stability across the Taiwan Straits.
Oh, here we go.
I've revitalized our partnership and alliance in the Pacific. India, Australia, Japan, South Korea, Pacific Islands. I've made sure that the most advanced American technologies can't be used in China, not allowing to trade them there. Frankly,
They have it.
for all this tough talk on China, it never occurred to my predecessor to do any of that.
What? It's all he talked about was China.
China, not conflict.
How does
We're in
Donald
a
Trump feel
stronger
about
position to
China?
win the conflict of the 21st
China.
century against China than anyone
Donald
else
Trump don't trust
for
China.
that
It's
matter.
China
real-
is asshole.
It's
Time
real
as well.
simple. Like,
Hey guys, Mike is
Very
here.
I've signed over 400 bipartisan
Welcome back,
bills
buddy.
I'm blown away by this.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's
past my unity agenda.
terrible.
Yeah, it's like finding out your whole life's a lie.
On fentanyl trafficking. You don't want to do that.
I'm trying to watch this and like be
Pass
objective.
bipartisan privacy
You're trying to be
legislation to protect
pragmatic.
children
It's
online.
terrible.
Yeah, it's all lies.
Harness.
They're lying to your face. It's like the
Harness the
employee that you
promise of
have that you
AI
caught
to
on
protect
camera
us from
stealing
peril.
shit.
I'm trying to take this in,
And they're like, nope,
and
we never
watch
saw
this
that.
whole
Vaccinations and
thing.
more.
It's terrible.
Keep our truly
Yeah,
sacred
we're in big
obligation.
trouble, man.
I like the Trump show much better.
Those we send into
It was
harm's way.
fun. It was more fun.
At least it was like
Them and their families when they come
pyrotechnics.
home.
I wish I
when
wish
they
I
don't.
liked him sooner. I would have had a lot more fun.
We're in trouble.
I'm telling you,
We're
man.
in serious trouble.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The party in
That's
power is
why-
insane.
Yeah.
The song Support and Help of Dennis and the VA.
Got some of those pretzels
signed the
now?
PACT Act.
The ch-
One of the most significant laws ever. Helping millions of veterans exposed to toxins
They're good.
who now are battling more than 100 different cancers.
I'm trying to take this in,
Many of them
and
don't
hard.
come home.
I want to.
We
I
owe
want to
them
say
and
something
their
funny. I
families
want to be
support.
entertaining.
Just watch
We owe
the
it to
It's
ourselves for
terrible.
supporting
watch
our
the
new health
The
We're in
lady-
trouble. We're in trouble.
watch the lady who does the.
Yeah, that lady's great
Remind
too.
us.
Yeah.
She's very like.
If you get real sad,
Yeah.
like just watch her.
I'm real sad.
Yeah.
Like end cancer as we know it. And
Stop poisoning the water.
Oh, they're gonna end cancer. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're gonna get free lunch breaks. And we're gonna end cancer.
We're gonna end cancer.
close
Take
with
this
this.
vaccine.
Yep. It's Myrna technology. What happened? Did someone say Pop Tarts? Who's he clapping at?
Corn
I know
pop.
You don't hear any more, Lindsay, but I gotta say a few more things. I know it may not look like it, but I've been around a while.
Dude, you look like
When you get to be my
The
age,
fucking
certain
preacher
things
from
become
Poltergeist
clearer
2.
than ever. I know the American story.
you don't.
Again and again, I've seen the contest between competing forces in the battle for the soul of our nation.
We're in
Between
trouble.
those who want to
Yeah.
pull America back to the past and those who want to move America into the future. My lifetime has taught me to embrace freedom and democracy.
If you know like a tenth
Future
of what
based
he's
on core
talking about, you're like,
values
oh, we're
that
fucked.
defined America. Honesty.
Like other people are just like, oh yeah, he's saying stuff, so I'll
dignity,
just agree with him.
To respect everyone.
Except
To give everyone
conservatives.
a fair shot. To give hate no safe harbor.
Republicans need not apply.
Now other people my age see it differently. The American story of resentment, revenge, and retribution.
No one's resentful. It's
That's not
hopeful.
me. I was born amid World War II when America stood for the freedom of the world. I grew up in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and Claymont, Delaware, among working class people.
The
who
true
built
story of
this
Joe
country.
Biden and Scranton is really crazy
I
when you hear it.
watched in horror as two of my heroes, like many of you did, Dr. King and Bobby Kennedy, were assassinated.
Bobby Kennedy?
And their legacies inspired me to
I don't know.
Give him Secret Service support.
service. I left the law firm and became a public defender because my city of Wilmington was the only city in America occupied by the National Guard after Dr. King was assassinated because of the riots. And I became a county councilman almost by accident. I got elected to the United States Senate when I had no intention of running at age 29.
How did I get here?
Then vice president of our first black president. Now president to the first women vice president.
Such progress.
What's a woman, Joe?
Is she Azizer? I always thought Twixt was a good. I don't know what I am.
I kind of like
In
that.
my
Twixt.
career,
Yeah.
I've been told I was too young. By the way, they didn't let me on the Senate elevators for votes sometimes. Not a joke.
No one laughed.
I've been told I'm too old.
Yeah.
Whether young or old,
Who
I've
says that?
always known what endures. I've known our North Star.
Money, power.
The very idea of America is that we're all created equal.
But you're not.
Deserves to be treated equally throughout our lives.
You're better.
We've never fully lived up to that idea,
You have.
but we've never walked away from it either.
You did.
And I won't walk away from it now.
You're gonna.
I'm optimistic.
You're on drugs.
You're
I
senile.
really am. I'm optimistic, Nancy.
I really am. I'm not kidding. I'm optimistic.
Yeah. Hey,
Not a joke. Not a joke. Yeah, I'm optimistic, Nancy. She just slow vomited vodka on herself.
The issue facing our nation isn't how old we are. It's how old are our ideas.
Well, if you listen to the oldest of
Thank you,
ideas,
great
everything you're doing is
reputation of the
tyrannical.
oldest of ideas. But you can't lead America with ancient ideas. It'll only take us back.
It's kind of like the
You
idea
need
of it.
America, the land of possibilities. You need a vision for the future and what can and should be done.
I will possibly fuck you over.
Tonight you've heard mine.
The other
I
guy.
see a future where defending democracy, you don't diminish it.
You know, democracy is kind of like a made-up word.
We'll restore the right
Is
to
it?
choose
Yeah.
and protect our freedoms, not take them away.
You're taking away our freedoms every day,
I see a future
where you have no freedoms. You
where
have the
middle
illusion of them.
class finally has a fair shot, and the wealthy have to pay their fair share in taxes.
Did you pay taxes on the money that they gave you?
I see a future where we save the planet from the climate crisis,
The climate crisis.
Climate.
from gun violence.
We've got to save the planet from the climate violence.
All. I see a future for all Americans.
Including
I
Trump
see
supporters?
a country for all Americans.
So he's just
Including
basically
Trump
summing up
supporters?
everything that he
Always
just
be
talked
present
about.
For all Americans.
Like Trump supporters?
Because I believe in America. I believe in you, the American people.
And Trump supporters?
You're the reason we've never been more optimistic about our future than I am now.
Well, that's a nice thing to say about
Let's
us.
build the future together. Let's remember who we are. We are the United States of America.
We are not united. There's like fucking 4 governors
There's
suing you.
Nothing beyond our capacity when we act together. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
The ones that you won't let back in the military because they wouldn't get a vaccine. Just turn it down.
I could do that.
Well, not all the way. Like a little murmur of the stupidity. Man, Micah's. You can make that the small window.
Yeah, I am.
Micah, you all right? Or did you fall asleep? Are you angry or did you pass out? Did you have too much bourbon? We didn't have too much of the devil's lettuce, but I might have had too much of the party mix.
These pretzels are delicious, and
The
they are
ones
not
Micah
making
brought?
me thirsty.
The ones Micah brought?
The Dots pretzels are
Can I have
amazing.
one?
Yeah, you can take 2.
No, I just want one.
I don't know if I've ever been more pessimistic about our country. My God.
Do you want to elaborate? Oh, it's over.
Wow.
The White House does not like to watch him walk through crowds.
I was hoping to get one more shot at like Nancy and stuff.
Well, probably on the other ones they have that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was.
I'm seriously like I want to be entertaining for the sake of this podcast, but I'm depressed.
You were excited to do this tonight.
Yeah, I was,
What happened?
and now I'm depressed.
At what moment were you like, uh-oh? Like did you feel it or did you like? Like, do you remember what moment where you're like, oh, this is dark. This is different. Oh, he's lying.
Mark,
I know he's lying. Lying.
No, like
Look at this man. He is in pain.
Where did Joe Biden touch you on the doll?
we're in serious trouble.
I'm telling you.
Like the fact that the direction of this country is exciting.
Yeah. To them, at least that's the illusion that they want you to believe.
He's very optimistic.
He is. Like, do you think Hitler said that? Do you think Hitler was like, I'm very optimistic about our future?
I've been very careful over the years on this. The years that we've been doing this on this podcast, I've been very careful of saying certain things.
Don't do it tonight. It's
No.
like you've been there's a
I don't know
the
a
liquid
better-
courage.
I don't know a better way to say this than
Wait, I'm just trying to help. I'm trying to say
Marky.
don't, but I can't control him. He's an American. His speech is his right.
If you put it in a book, we could ban it, though.
we're fucked.
Yeah.
We're in a really bad place. Like this is not good.
This is why people need. This is why like the thing that I'm trying to convey to people is like talk to each other. Like these people are trying to tell you that you're so fucking different that you have nothing in common, and the truth is that nothing can be further from the truth. You have so much in common, and they're making you focus on. It's like it's as stupid as like like Jeep owners, like they always fucking honk at each other.
They have a Jeep Wave.
It's like this elitist club of like I can take my doors off in the summer vehicle people. This is what people feel like the world is, but it's like everybody they just got a car, man. They just got to go from one place to the other and take their kids to the beach, or like they're making it so that you have to focus on the things that are physical and have that be the discerning factor about whether or not you're a good person or a bad person. That is what ultimately is the precursor to like you're in big trouble. And I think you're right, Micah. And I think that like that's why we need people to talk to each other. Like we need like the old school way of like Democrats and Republicans who are like they just like I don't know, like we don't talk religion and politics about that stuff because like we agree on so much. Like even back then they understood like we agree on so much. And then somewhere around like 2008, between 2008 and 2014, man, a switch was flipped and something weird started to happen. And it was all about, instead of being colorblind, all you see is color. All you see are the things that like are blatantly the things that you should not see, that we were always told not to see. The true progress was to not see any of the things that make us different, and it's the ideas that brings us together. Right?
I agree.
So if it makes you feel better, our number one listener here, I think, is Celebrated Razorworks.
Hey, dude.
He's been commenting along here.
And you never said a word.
He was good.
We have to engage them when they speak, or else there is no
I think
point.
They were a few minutes behind. He's still here. It's
Okay.
good. Anyway, he said, it's okay, Mike. He said, it's okay, Mike.
It's Micah, Micah, or as Dan spelled it last week.
It's okay. I'm fine.
He said, I feel like crying also and screaming.
Yeah.
Is that kind of where you're at?
That's why all my pillows are wet and salty.
I feel like I'm at the point now where I want to give up.
No, don't.
No, it's not time to give up.
Me and Dan, I was at that point. I don't know if I hit that point. I think I got indignant. Like when I realized it, I got
You've been
mad.
at this point though for like 3-4 years.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for people to get along with me.
I've been at this point of trying to figure this out for like a decade.
Are you figuring it out now?
And I'm tired.
I know, but now that when you figure it out, you're like, oh, now I know what to do.
I figured that out a while ago, and I'm tired.
Do you want to go take a nap then? So what else did this guy say?
Earlier he said, I also want to, thank my family for watching along and commenting often.
What'd your niece say?
It's all right. We'll get to those. We'll focus on Celebrated Razorworks here.
Celebrated Razorworks.
Yeah,
is that like a company or something? Like, can we promote it? Do you want a sponsor?
WaWp Podcast. We're looking for sponsors. If you'd like to be our number one top
I would
priority.
love that.
Yeah. Celebrated Razorworks. I'll celebrate razors.
Yeah.
I'll celebrate how they work too.
You might have to shave though.
I'll celebrate it look, Look, I love women, but I'm not ever going to be one, so I celebrate them. Kind of look at it like that.
You can shave your chest.
Shave the face, though.
Dude, I'm like a surfboard, man. Like, and that's not for me shaving. I have like no hair anywhere. That's why I was concerned about the face, and I was going to look like when Beavis and Butthead cut their hair and just put it on their face. And it's kind of like that. But then somebody told me, like, if I wanted to get it like a big bushy beard, like I got to shave it all back down again, and then it'll come back in like thicker. But I don't know if
Since I was like 19, I only shaved my face clean twice.
Okay, that explains it.
No.
All right, what else do you say?
Earth has its cycles and hold on. Earth has its cycles and can reset and not even blink or care about what organisms do in the meantime.
He's 1,000% right.
It can be frightening, not as frightening, and as disarming us while we are invaded.
I feel really bad because, like, right now I want to be up, elevated.
Well,
fun.
alcohol's a depressant.
Well, I brought some fun reading
Right.
material if you want to get into some
But
lighthearted.
I've been drinking the fun drinking game of every time there's a lie, I did it. Every time there's a weird reverse racial thing, I did it. I took a shot.
How do people not see that? How is there a group of people in the world that look at that and objectively can't see that? That's fascinating.
Marky, I don't know how to tell it I'm sad. I'm
Don't cry.
sad. I'm sad for America. I'm sad for our country. We're in a bad place.
So what do we do? That's the whole thing. It's like, do we come together? Do we start
Right
do we
now?
not
right now,
tonight. Not tonight.
Right now, tonight, I don't know what to do because I've been playing this drinking game, and it's gone terribly for me.
I didn't tell you. I was hoping the audience would play it, and then we would get comments that was like just like martini
played-
emojis.
Did you
I
make
play-
up those, or did you get those from somewhere?
What?
The drinking rules for tonight.
I asked AI.
I played the game. I played the game, and I'm really good.
Do you know who gave you? Do you know who gave me that game?
Huh?
X's AI, Grok.
Thank you.
Twitter, if you want to. X, if you want to sponsor.
I don't like what just happened.
What's it feel like physically? Like physically, what would that feel like? So physically, there has to be. Is it
Hopeless.
So you feel hopeless.
I feel hopeless.
So
Yeah.
what needs to turn around then? Like, what do you think? Like, these people have to go? Like, they just can't be elected officials anymore? Or do you think it's like a nationwide contagion of insanity?
I don't want to be on whatever blacklist that we might be on already.
Dude, you're already on it. Did you find out that you're already on it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
yeah, you're
on
on
it.
it. You're on it.
Yeah,
I'm on it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. They're going through like it was just like yesterday or something. The government's going through like.
I'm going to try and say this as well as I can after having played this game of Joe Biden lied or said things, and I drank along the way. The blood of tyrants must be.
Oh, don't finish that.
Nope.
Don't finish that.
Nope.
Don't finish that.
We must water the tree of liberty.
No, don't
from
say it.
Time to time. With the
Is this camera out?
No, it's good. It kept going off, though.
Thank you, Dan, for taking me off this camera.
Oh, no, it's been on you now.
I don't know, man.
It's not good.
I don't know, man.
We're not good.
Oh, can you pull up? Can you get X on there? I kind of want to watch the Robert Kennedy thing.
Oh, yeah. I could do that now.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Okay.
Just give me a moment.
I do love him.
He's a good dude. I think he's a good dude.
He's a good man who I think gets both sides and has a well-regimented argument for both sides.
Politics used to be like, especially the president. Like, I remember growing up where it was like people were wishy-washy.
Yeah.
They were like, I kind of don't know who to vote for.
Yeah.
And now it's like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
And it's on both sides. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can type in. Did you ever watch, what was that movie that was animated that made like $1 billion? Zootopia?
I saw Zootopia.
You saw Zootopia?
Yeah.
Do you relate with the sloths?
Oh, at the DMV?
Yeah, Dan is a sloth DMV worker. All right, type in Robert Kennedy Jr.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
instead of State of the Union.
I got to do other things here, though, too.
All right, but get to Robert Kennedy.
Can we just get this guy?
Robert. Dan, Jesus. If there's like some subgroup of people who like to watch podcasts where one person berates the other person, right, do you have your screen?
No, I don't to get there.
Okay.
Give me a moment.
Just choose it. And you got to scroll down, and then we'll rewind and watch that. So I do like Kennedy, and I do think that Trump is the bull in the china shop that we need if he's going to be sincere about. Because that's all you can. That's all
Some
you can.
things.
That's all you can go on. Is like
Yeah.
somebody's going to I'm going to run to do this, and you can only hope that they do those things.
But if we have to look at who do we want?
I think the perfect storm is Trump. I think that because I liked Vivek, I liked there's other people I like. Like I like Tulsi, I like Kristi Noem.
I like them a lot.
But it's a hard choice between Kennedy and Trump. But I just pragmatically, I think Trump has the support to be the bull in the china shop. Where Kennedy, I think the moment he gets in there, everybody knows that he's gunning for them. Whereas no one can be safe because everyone thinks Trump's gunning. Even MSNBC thinks Trump is going to put them in prison when they. Did you figure it out?
I did. We're good now.
Okay, so you see that video that's pinned?
This one?
Yep, we want to rewind that all the beginning. Probably hit pause.
I'm Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
And then you probably want to blow that up.
Oh, that's going to mess things up now on me.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can't share full screen on this.
Okay, well,
It's
you
fine.
just play it from
They can
there.
watch it from this.
Okay. Robert F. Kennedy, independent candidate for president because the Democrats wouldn't allow him on the ballots or to debate. And he will hopefully be on all 50 states. And then it'll be really weird if all three of them run and he wins.
Candidate for President of the United States. I grew up in an America that seemed to have achieved its promise as an exemplary nation. Modern democracy had spread from one nation, ours, in 1776, to 6 by 1865, and to 190 by the 1960s. We had become the city on the hill. We were a moral authority around the globe. Our government, institutions, our Congress, the court, the regulatory agencies, and even the American press were renowned for their integrity, and they were revered worldwide. Other nations wanted our American leadership. They knew the difference between leadership and bullying, which is something our current leaders seem to have forgotten. We were the template of liberty, proof that for a country to thrive, its people must be free. Free to speak, free to worship, free to build great companies, free to start small businesses. We were the freest country in the world, and by no coincidence, also the most prosperous. Working Americans could provide for their families on a single salary. They could buy a home, raise a family, save for retirement without mountains of debt. We made the best music. We made the best movies. We made gold standard automobiles that everybody in the world wanted. We made blue jeans. We reconstructed Europe. We put men on the moon. We're the world's healthiest, best educated children. Our productivity, ingenuity, our can-do spirit were the envy of the world. We had confidence in our strength, our capacity, and the limitless potential of our country. Yeah, we had serious racial and environmental problems, but in the heady days of my youth, the environmental movement and the civil rights movement were picking up steam. My father and some of his allies were fighting to eliminate the last pockets of hunger in Appalachia, in the Mississippi Delta, and on the Indian reservations. And we became, for the first time, a true constitutional democracy in this country, with all races voting and holding political office. Other countries aspired to be like us, and our children grew up proud of their passport, proud of their flag. My uncle, President Kennedy, left us a legacy of peace and the hope of ending the arms race and winding down the Cold War. Those were the traditions of freedom, prosperity, and peace that my father, my uncle, and Martin Luther King Jr. were striving to protect and advance. In the half-century since their deaths, we've lost touch with that vision for our country. And I want to tell you right now that we can still restore that America, the America that almost was, and yet may be. But we have to start by being honest with ourselves. Neither my uncle nor my father would recognize the version of America that we have today. We become a nation of chronic illness, of violence, of loneliness, depression, and division, and poverty. Our great cities are becoming tent encampments, modern-day Hoovervilles filled with undocumented immigrants and dispossessed Americans and people living in their cars, plagued by mental illness and addiction and despair. Our border has come under the control of criminal drug cartels that traffic in desolation and fentanyl, and in busloads of desperate human beings. Our children are drowning in a crisis of alienation alienation, of dispossession, and complete disconnection from their communities. We've lost far more of our young people to drugs in the last decade than in the 20-year Vietnam War. We've printed 9 centuries worth of money in a little over a decade and spent $8 trillion on regime change wars. Those wars have made America less safe, our country less strong, and the world far less stable, while sending prices through the roof as our infrastructure falls apart. Tens of millions of young Americans no longer even dream of owning their own home. What happened to America, the land of opportunity, where you could be sure that if you worked hard and played by the rules, that you would have a decent life? All the new wealth of the last generation has gone to the billionaires and to transnational corporations, while our tattered middle class, our infrastructure, our industry have been hollowed out from the inside. Instead of promise, we've left our kids sick and drowning in debt. The public debt has gone from about $5 trillion under President George W. Bush to $34 trillion today, and U.S. household debt is at a record high of $17.3 trillion. If you include discouraged workers, our true unemployment rate is 23%. Young parents face housing, grocery, and child care costs that are unaffordable. Too many Americans are living bleak and hopeless lives, dreading the one medical emergency or the car repair that will tip them over the edge into homelessness. We rank 40th globally in our people's health and wellness. Out of the richest countries in the world, the United States is 35th in child poverty rates, just above Mexico. We rank 36th in literacy and 45th in press freedom. We have one of the highest cancer rates in the world, and our life expectancy now ranks 59th according to the World Bank. That's right behind Algeria, which spends less than 1/30th per capita of what we spend. But even these grim figures hide the full picture of our dire health crisis. We now have the worst health outcomes in the rich world, the highest maternal mortality rates, the highest number of gun deaths per capita, and the highest number of teen pregnancies. We lead the world in obesity and chronic disease. According to CDC, 60% of Americans have at least one chronic condition. When my uncle was president, only 6% of Americans had chronic disease. And all of these plights fall heaviest on our young people. 4 in 10 of them suffer depression, and half of them have considered suicide. 1 in 10 has anxiety. 1 in 10 has ADHD. 1 in 5 is obese. It's time for us to say enough is enough. We were once a free and thriving nation, the healthiest and strongest in the world. What we once were, we can be again. How do I know that? It's because everywhere I go in this country, I see a profound determination among Americans to heal. We might have become the sickest country on earth, but we also have the most ingenious healers, both inside and outside conventional medicine. We may have sky-high levels of depression and addiction, but we also have innovators who have opened up new frontiers in recovery. We have some of the world's most depleted agricultural skills,
mushrooms.
but also some of the world's most innovative and energetic regenerative farmers. We have serious economic problems, but we also have the brightest and most ambitious entrepreneurs. We face hunger and homelessness, and yet we meet it with the highest philanthropic rates in the world and bottomless kindness and compassion. We may be on the mat today, but we can be on our feet and happy and healthy and strong again with good leadership tomorrow. Our people and our system were built for resilience. And here's the most important thing I want to tell you about the state of our union. Our nation seems more divided than ever, but Americans everywhere want to heal that divide. Our nation has become artificially divided by political forces that can survive only when we, the people, are at war with each other. People are tired of being manipulated by fear. We learned that lesson.
This is really
through
good.
COVID. We recognize that the same techniques of manipulating fear are being used by elites today to corral us into voting for one political candidate or the other. Americans are tired of these dire warnings that to preserve democracy itself, you better vote for our guy. I can tell you that in every state of this union, people are rejecting fear-mongering. 80% of Americans say they don't want to be forced to choose in this election between the lesser of two evils. They're tired of voting against something or someone. I see it in the crowds of mixed Republicans and Democrats and independents who attend my rallies, that a growing number of Americans are rejecting divisiveness. They're ready to unite, to rebuild this country, and to fulfill the promise of the America of my youth. They're ready to vote for something and for someone they like, for someone who represents hope and healing, for someone with a inspiring vision for America's future, for a future that they can believe in. So that's the State of the Union that I want to bring you today. It's a nation that hungers to heal. It's a nation ready to face reality, to rebuild, to end the forever foreign wars, to clean out the corrupt Washington establishment, and to turn again toward peace, freedom, good health, and prosperity. When we unite in that vision, we're going to be unstoppable. Thank you, and God bless you.
Holy shit, that was good. That was honest.
I went from being very depressed watching all of this to being very inspired.
That's the universe talking to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
RFK all the way, I guess.
Yeah.
Either one. Man, that was good.
Yeah.
He talked about a lot of the problems that people have, and he was honest about them. He wasn't trying to sugarcoat anything.
No, he
spoke to everybody like they were adults.
Seems to get it. Like, man.
Jesus. What'd you think, Dan?
I liked it.
That's it?
Dan, you.
I'm not as moved by him as you guys are.
Because of his voice?
Because he's just another fucking politician.
He's not.
He is.
I don't think
in
he
the
is.
end of the day,
I don't think he is.
I think he does good things, right? And I think he wants to do good things. And he's trying to do the right things, but in the end, you're still playing the game. You still have to play that game at some level.
I don't know, man.
I think he gets it.
I think he's got a different circumstance. I
Yeah.
mean, his uncle and his father were murdered by the government.
Okay.
I think that because he didn't get involved, like he wasn't going to run. Do you know what I mean? Like, he felt like I got to think something about a guy who's doing it because they feel like they have to.
I do think he's one of the better ones. I do think his intentions are good, but he's still just playing inside a game that, like, you don't get anywhere with anything, really.
You know what I think?
That's where I'm at in this
you know
world
what I
right
think,
now.
Dan?
This camera's about to die.
Oh, no.
I'm
Again.
sad.
Now he's back to sad again because Dan's a fucking wet blanket.
I'm just sad.
All right, well, that happened. We watched that, and then we watched Kennedy, and he's
Yeah.
I like Kennedy.
You know what doesn't make me sad, Mark?
Huh?
Is your sunglasses.
They're pretty awesome. I made it the whole
Pretty
time. I made it the whole
amazing.
time.
You look so good.
I know. I think he's kidding, but whatever.
I'm not.
I like them. I think you should wear
not
them.
at all.
Okay, so recap. Everything that you watched tonight was a lie, not from us. We do our best to tell you the truth, but that was all 99% a lie. Look into what he's talking about because it's a lie, and it is what it is. The only way we're going to get through this is if we all get together and we all talk to each other and stop thinking because somebody's wearing a red hat they're a piece of shit. That's just the way to get through it. They told you to think that. And then you always find out, like, hey, that's not real. That's not true. All right, I'm getting fed Doritos. Anyways, Micah, I love you. So, I guess we're done for tonight. The homeless video is going to be coming soon. We shot some of it. Anyways, we love you all. Spread the word about love and lies and be happy. And stop eating processed food. Sam?
What a week.
I'm so sad.